again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. It is Monday evening. Happy Monday to you all. You know, the opening tune, there's something to it. There really is. I can't take credit for it, but it was a gift that was offered to me, the opening and all the everything. Golly geez, man. Golly geez. Brothers and sisters, thank you. Thank you to all of you who are joining with me here in the present or at the later time, however you found your way here. Thank you. And if someone invited you, thank them too for me. Because I'm excited to see where this future might go, because today could go in any number of different directions. Today's live stream is what I'm referring to, because I've got a bunch of different ideas, hopes, desires, and yet there's always the unknown variables. I've been learning to flow with those, right? This topic today, though, it's kind of it's where I'm at. This idea of without much to lose, you can bring it all. Bring it all, right? Because why not? What's the risk in the bigger picture? There might be short-term risks, short-term pains, short-term sacrifices, but what's to be gained in the greater scope of things? You never know. You never know until you try, but embrace the magic of Monday. It's a fresh start full of endless possibilities. And if you think about fresh starts, I've been thinking about fresh starts quite a bit. Let me tell you about that. Because, well, it's been a theme in my life. Jack Talcott, a lot of different times in my life. It's like, all right, kid, get up, start over. You're moving on. You're going a different direction. The past efforts are done, right? It's time to go start something new. So a fresh start, it sounds scary sometimes, especially when you start to quantify all the time and, attention you've invested into a relationship or a career or whatever choice, life path, right? A fresh start can sound frightening, and yet at the same time, it reveals new directions. It reveals further possibilities. It's every day. If you're willing to give yourself a fresh start, you expand your horizon into different ideas. That's what happened with me, at least. It feels pretty good when you expand your mind and you open your heart and you realize, hey, this is my one life. What have I got to lose? I mean, I'm not taking anything with me. People. God bless people. People will drive you nuts if you let them. They'll break your heart. They'll drive you insane trying to figure them out. Some of the crazy ones. I mean, maybe that's just me, because I don't know, for those who've been around a little bit, you see kind of the folks I'm interacting with. And I tell you, it makes me wonder. The patterns of my life, it makes me wonder, what is the game? What am I supposed to do with this, right? The hand, the cards that I'm dealt. It's been several times in my life I've looked at my life situation and be like, what the frick, dude? What are you gonna do with this crap, man? Where's the boss? I want to change the order. I want to do something different. what I ended up having to do a lot of times was just readjust in the mind frame, right? The mindset, so that I could see those beautiful cards a little bit differently. Because I just didn't have the right strategy in mind when I first saw the cards that I was dealt. And you can take these ideas however you want, right? It's your interpretation. It's just my story. But how do you see the cards that you've been dealt? How do you feel the hand that you're holding with your life, right? Are you looking at the strategy? Are you looking at short-term things and you seeing problems and maybe a lot of weaknesses in what you've got? Or can you think bigger, right? Greater than you, greater than your past, greater than maybe you've imagined. Can you think beyond that? It's possible, but I'm not always understood. So if you can think and imagine beyond what you used to think and imagine, allow yourself to go beyond into that dark unknown. Um, you might find that the cards you've been dealt, the hands you've been dealt, right, the life you're living might not be that weak. It might not be it might just be like underplayed, right? You just weren't right. You weren't with the rhythm yet to achieve the your heart's desire, right? Your greatest health, your greatest wealth, your greatest love, your greatest adventure. You just haven't found the rhythm yet for those things. But just because it hasn't happened yet, the game ain't done, baby. The game of life, it ain't done. Today's another day. And if you're here with me, just feel a little bit, allow yourself to feel a little bit of being on the side of winning, right? Not in an egotistic, selfish, better than others type of winning, but a winning in life, right? A winning of comfort, a winning of safety, a winning of abundance and prosperity enough to tune in, man, to tune in to a YouTube channel, some unknown dude, right? Talks about some crazy stuff like loving God, loving life, ending wars and stuff. So if you're here with me, please feel that we are on the side that is winning here on earth. Because not everybody has the comforts and safeties and the prosperities that you and I do. Not right now. But the game's not done. There are no winners and losers. There's just different positions on the board, right? We're all in this sinking ship of America. There's, I don't want to say the wrong words, but the words that seemed right is a nonviolent mutiny might be in order. It seems the captain of America has lost his mind again. I mean, we already suffered through the idiocy of Joe Biden, and we're watching the senility of Donald Trump again. It's like, what is happening in this world, guys? Brothers and sisters, I'm going to I'm gonna open this up one day. One day, man. Good evening and praise God to you all. Please, Frank Monday, blessings to you, my brother. Thank you. Tell a friend about Jack Talcott and our messages of love, because that's what we are, man. Golly geez. And I pray we all of us, especially if we unite together, it's easier to unite. It's easier when we unite together to stop living in fear. But if we keep trauma bonding with each other, talking about how afraid we are and how angry we should be, we ain't doing nothing, right? So when we unite together with joy and positivity, that's when hey dude, that's when we all get a royal flush, right? We get these great cards dealt when things align together, the right ideas, the right people. You bring those things together, God's will comes together. And when God's grace is shown, man, our Joe G62. Some days it sucks. It feels that way. And some days it feels like that day may never end. It's like, I can't escape this moment. I can't escape this thing, this whatever, this happening. It's trapping me. But if you can actually identify that and remember that it passes, it all soon passes. And what have you got to lose, right? When you're already feeling small, when you're already feeling trapped, it's easy to feel this pattern of self-destruction, but if you're honest with yourself and honest with your heart, a lot of times what we can lose is our fear. When we face our fear, especially when we unite together with people who care and we face that thing we're afraid of, we can help each other overcome it, help each other avoid it. We can help each other in so many ways. This life we're living. I saw that. Barney is an excellent cook, man. I swear by that. I mean, that's one of the things I'm hoping for. When I find when I find success and I'm able to hire folks to help me, I would love to hire Barney as my chef, man. He's a great cook and he's got a lot of uh he gets flavors and he knows I'm vegan. Austin, okay, let's play this through. Okay. Yes, to a degree, we're all in this evil hell realm that God created for us together. There is evil. There is evil in this hell realm, right? But we are not trapped. Okay. We are not limited. We are multidimensional, eternal beings of spirit and soul. And that spirit and soul is an essence and a quality of God, divinity, perfection, completion, wholeness, right? That is who you are, who I am. But, the myth, take the myths and the religions and bring it into reality. Allow it to be true in some way so that you can understand the meanings of it all. Because truly, as it was written and as it was told from the biblical perspective, even at the time of Jesus, he kind of condemned the world for the way it was, and he was sent to the lost, right? He was here to save the broken. And in the tradition, in the bigger picture, it was sent to this group of people, this tribe or these tribes that thought they had some sort of supremacy over the goyim, and you know, whatever, all sorts of interpretations of things. So here's the good news, Mr. Murphy. Golly geez, you especially, dude, you've got to see this connection for yourself. Okay, Mr. Murphy, you and I have so many similarities, right? Um, I relate to your view of the world. You're following the path of recovery. You've had some similar challenges to what I faced as well. Okay. But what if God created us to become the heroes in this story, to truly taste and celebrate victory over the demonic, over the evil, over the selfish, over the cruelty, right? What if we are here to actually taste that victory? The peace movement achieves victory here on earth. Wouldn't that be glorious? Well, join me, my brother. Even if Satan created this world, all that is created is within the order of the one God, the one God that allows all light and dark to be discovered. That one God it's the source code, right? And Jesus showed us the source code, the code for natural living. It is the way to live here on earth as a human being. It's in the description of every single one of my live streams. Justice and righteousness are the natural order for life. The way that Jesus lived is how we all want to live as his followers, his immediate followers, right? The early Christians, the way they lived is actually how we all want to live. But most people don't believe that they do. They think they want to conform to the world and be a slave in this prison realm where they're helpless and they're hopeless and there's nothing we can do. And there's not. There's nothing we can do except, see, there's always a way. This is a lesson God has shown me. There is always a way with God. It's the only way is with God. So trust in God, baby. Trust in God, for God is with you. God is for you. Okay, God is the light that brings you into animation and breath each day. It may not intellectually make sense, but energetically, you know this is true. Energetically, at the deepest cellular structure of you, you know, just as I know, God is with you and God's love is for you. It's there to be discovered, to be explored. It's your life. Explore the limits of God's love. I dare you. See how much you can experience for yourself. Love, that is. The way I figure it, if you want to know something, you go to the creator, man. God created this world and gave it to the original liar, murderer, deceiver. Exactly. Why? Why would God give this glorious, beautiful, majestic world to the original liar, murderer, and deceiver? Especially if God loves like people. How can that be true? It's a process of refinement, right? Heaven is created for the best. And those who are willing to test and refine their characters into purity and holiness, overcoming the liars, the murderers, the deceivers, right? Not falling for temptation, but rising above it, rising above the temptation of selfishness and cruelty, avoiding the purpose of manipulating, right? Being honest and transparent. What if we're here to lead the lost back to the light, right? Lead the fallen angels back to the goodness of God. Jack is not lost. Tommy, oh, thank you. There you are. I am so glad. So glad. Here.
Shut the fuck up. You have no right to cherry pick my chats to use for your continuous antichrist jargon. So, out of the love of your listeners and the love for their eternal souls, I'm going to go against the things I believe, Jack. Give me the fucking wrench. Because you got too many fucking mod god Nazis in your chat that hate the truth and want to drag you to hell with them. I'm sick of this shit. And Tarek, shut up. You fund this crap. Tarek. This is the last fucking time I go on anybody's panel. See, because of Tarek, now everyone has to cash at me to get me to appear somewhere. Because I'm in my own fight. I'm in my own thing. You know what's bigger than the Ranger fight? The fucking storage fight. And I'm going to need funds to gather against that. And it's none of your damn business. You wouldn't give a fuck anyway because you make too much money off of me as it is. See, Venus is mad because after weeks to months of just ignoring her little weasel back in with no accountability chats, she came to the premiere today and I muted her for putting puppy love in the fucking chat because she was one of the ones espionaging on my dog's death. Fuck you, Venus. You're not accountable. You're a piece of shit. And it's funny that Shrell Snow's still coming at you and I won't get in her way because I got you both dead to rights anytime I want, just like Moose. And just like you, Jack.
There's a lot being carried with you.
Yeah, the truth. Heavy weighs the cane, Jack.
But Tom, there's something to be said about carrying the truth, but if it's causing us angst, we need to look at it.
I don't have angst.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Don't get that fucking patronizing bullshit voice with me and don't fucking know. Didn't you watch the fucking premiere?
I tried.
It has some of your greatest insanity takes. Well, they said all that matters is what I think. All that matters is what I think about what I see. I mean, all that matters is what I say right now and what I do right now. You're a fucking mental case, Jack. Backs it up. That laugh backs it up.
Tom, I'm laughing because I don't disagree. I know how I can sound.
No, it's how you sound. It's not about how you can sound. And no, yeah. Paul, I got you too, fat boy. Patriot hug my ass. Paul, you don't stand on truth because I've got you showing whenever you're discerning driving versus traveling, which I'll back you up on. I'll back you up on driving versus traveling, but you showed us that when you drive, you still con it. You still go against those rules. So no one can take you seriously, you fat fuck. Die faster. You too, Jack. See you soon.
I love you. Oh my gosh. This Berg is official. Yes, it's, I could do a better job of not laughing, admittedly, because I don't mean to inflame what's going on, but it's tragically expressing unmet needs. That's actually a very polite and accurate way of describing it, I think. Holy cows. Tarek, how you doing, my brother?
I am doing great. How are you? Could you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
All right, beautiful. Let me do this, Jack. Tommy, I agree with you on some things, but you keep bringing this up about the $27 and me funding Jack's bills. Like Tommy is sometimes is just out of control here. Tommy, you have to understand one thing. When I contribute to Jack that day, I was trying to make a point. The first 2 or 3 super chats. Now, after that, we discussed that already, me, you, and Jack. I said, because I wanted to give you 20 minutes, I said, I'll pay you the $20. Now, he's so upset with me now because he thinks I'm funding your bills. Jack, come on, really? Tommy, I'm funding his bills with like $40. Are you fucking kidding me? So Tommy, stop with the bullshit, dude. You're out of control there. The other thing that you were saying a little bit, yes, I agree with you, but that I don't. That's all I have to say, Jack, for now.
Well, Tommy returned. I'm sure he's got things to say, but I'm curious if he, for more than just disagreements, I don't think you said anything inaccurate. Tom?
Oh, Trek, you're a fucking moron, like you always have been. Can I show you something real quick there, you Muslim jackass?
Go ahead.
Hold on, I'm gonna let you finish. You can demonstrate what you want.
Can you hear it, guys?
The other day I
A little.
asked you
Hold on, I'll restart it.
Hold on. Wait 1 second. I gotta put my earpiece. I can hear. It's a little low.
Fucking moron.
you don't understand the difference. Okay.
Oh, look at Jack not keeping his composure.
Demonstrate what you want. You're saying the other day I asked you if Jesus is your God. You said no. My God is love.
Watch Jack
Yeah,
run.
you switched it. You're trying to manipulate. You don't understand the difference. Okay, please explain the difference, Mr. Google Jack.
I came here to you.
Don't run, shut up. Good. How you doing? How you doing? Don't run. How you doing?
Is it gonna change?
Don't run.
You're not going to
Don't
change,
run.
obviously. But you're wrong, Jack.
Where am I wrong?
Get back.
Why should I stay? Why should I stay? No reason.
Because
And your bitterness.
In your bitterness.
my help. That was an
Holy cow.
Hold up.
He can't
Hey,
He's gonna stop.
hey. That guy's going to end wars.
Bah, got him. Got him.
He's trying to end it. He can't end wars in his mental head.
See, so Tarek, I don't know what you think you're fucking defending. You support liars, grifters, bullshit fucking speakers of nothing. You spill ridiculous amounts of fiat at this guy. And then you did bullshit about what that money was about. It was about letting me up and keeping me up even longer. And you waited till I left to lie about it, and I'll show it. You have no credibility. You had a chance, Trek. I was backing you up for a while when you were kind of on the right direction, and you fucked it all up.
All right, let me. Can I reply to show you how wrong you are? And yeah, please. Okay.
You
I'm not-
delete.
Tom?
Shut up, Jack. Fuck
No,
you.
I didn't say a single word when you did this. Let me reply and show you how wrong you are.
Can you reply without eating?
I'm not eating. Here we go. I am not eating. I promise. I'm not eating.
Can
Please go ahead, Tark.
oh my
All right.
God, me faggot, nigger.
Whatever you just said
Go
right
ahead.
now about the religion thing and all that, I agree with you on that, right? Whether me and Jack agree or not, it doesn't matter. I definitely agree with you. Now, when it came down to the money part, you are butthurt for some reason because maybe you got it wrong, and let me tell you why you got it wrong. If you go back to the stream, you'll see me saying in the chat, I'm making points to let people know that you've been mistreated. That had nothing to do with me telling Jack about the $20 to let you on. And then I made more points about something else. Had nothing to do with you being on. And at the end, when you were getting kicked out, I told Jack very respectfully, if you let him on for 20 minutes, I will throw you another $20. You think after we spoke about it, that I waited until you got kicked and I said to Jack and the other person, yeah, that's exactly what happened. That is the truth. I did not pay Jack the first 3 super chats to get you on panel. I paid him to make a point, and after I made the point and you were kicked out because I care about you and I want you to have your time, I told Jack I will give you $20 if you agree.
Nancy,
Jack,
shut up.
do you see where I'm going with this, or am I wrong?
Let me retort. Correct. With you dishing this jackass all of this current money, what makes you think that me, you, and Axis Rat Blood were going to do some piece about the things you guys said you were going to stand on? And I can't hold it against Axis because I don't know what happened to him. But here you are, what, a month later? When's the last time Axis was around? Here you are. You were going to end it all. You were going to show Jack and his daddy up for these socialist promoters. And now look at you, you fucking moron. Look at you.
Calm down.
Fuck you. And all those chats you shared, Jack, you support liars because you're a liar. And I'm going to show how long your daddy's been metaversally boning in the asshole.
Oh my God.
It's not just a memory, Jack. It's on record.
Right. I realize that. But
we got you on record that Paul's your daddy, Jack.
You really don't have much to lose from just letting it go. Just let it go.
That's you.
That's all of us.
See, we were trying to say, let both those families go. Let that job go. And in the moment, you'll say you have. And if we leave you alone for 5 minutes, you get up here and you cry for your family. You cry for your job back. It's never going to happen, Cupcake Man. You got more Cupcake reference than Snafu.
Oh, well, here, if we join together in the present, let's
You
just
will never join with someone that sits up here and says the Antichrist unslaved bullshit day after day. And you know what the funny thing is? Paul and Joe Cool have already lost. This police state thing is a reality of now. You will never end it because prophecy.
Tom.
What chats are you sharing that I give a fuck about?
Take a breath, please.
Fuck
please.
You black ass, faggot ass.
Please. Golly geez, he's breathing out this rah, 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 rah. Just
Yeah.
energy. How do you operate like that, Tom? It's not you. You're not made to be this angry and bitter, I swear. Each of us. And Tom, I do love you, brother, but God is using you as an example in my life with all of us, right? In our life, each of us is an example in different ways. But Tom, you're an example. If you would calm down with us, we could have some pretty cool, fun conversations together. I know we could.
Well, the reason that's not true is because I've got 3 years of me being calm with you. And the reason you can't have fun, interesting conversations with you is because everything you want to walk down makes you look like an idiot, whether it's me or your daddy.
Tom, please pause. Because
several years, that bullshit, you disrespectful faggot nigger.
For several years,
spit all different kinds of chunks.
Tom.
Pause, Tommy. Pause, dude.
You don't have no credibility. Fuck you.
Fuck you. Pause.
Yeah. There's no way to there's no way to reason with someone who's unreasonable. Is there?
It's hard to reason up with Tommy Jack because he's angry and he's got some points. I agree with him, but in the same time, he can't. Like he said, we can't reason because he can't control his anger. Now, if I may say something about what he said about access and I was exposing everybody what happened, I stopped. Tommy, I have exposed and spent so much time on Tommy, on not you, I'm sorry, on Snafu, on Lena, on so many people, Snow, and everybody else. It gets tiring, and I have a job and I have a family. I can't put out so much energy, and at the end, nobody wants to kick Snafu out, and everybody just wants to do their thing. That's why I took a step back to work on myself. Am I wrong, Jack?
No, you're actually right. It is, well, I don't want to be rude, but seriously, you got to look at how you're spending your time. If you're spending hours trying to reason with Snafu, I'm guilty of the same thing. I mean, hell, look at how many hours I've been entertaining Tommy's anger.
Exactly, Jack. Like me. Okay, Jack. You probably spend more time on Snafu. It's pretty close to me and you, right? Because I went
Yeah.
6 months trying to defend you. 6 months on this Jack. 6 months in going after Lena, going after my daughters, all that, right? And then I had to deal with Snow and everybody else. Was it really worth it after we did all that? And every channel pretty much let him back on and went against me because they're all together. I mean, that's what you're right. I do have to watch about my energy, and I agree with you. Both of us do.
I think there's a potentially a message in a bigger picture as well. I've seen in this community, there's been many divisions and many people have tried to confront some of the same characters, but individually. And individually, these battles just keep getting blah, blah, yeah, right? Just continued. But if we actually work together, we work together to help each other stay calm. We can find ways to find agreement, but it does require people to play along.
Yes, you hit it on the spot, Jack. Working together, and just can't. Yeah, you can't do this alone. As you see, you tried, I tried, and other people tried. You can't do it if all of them are not, and like you said, they're doing it individually. Like, say, for example, I expose Snow, right, or Snafu. Then you got Landry spending the same time exposing now Snow and Snafu and others. It's the same thing. So if we don't do it together and, like, for example, ban them or work out something, it's not going anywhere.
Well, this is where I see some missed opportunities as well, because it seems like there's a lot of people trying to punish others, expose them, right? And exposing them is, I guess, in some sort of way, some sort of punishment. But I'm mostly about what can we do to correct the problems, right? I believe that while it's not all the time, I believe that Tommy has an anger problem towards me, and not just me, Paulie Boy as well.
And me,
Yeah.
as you see, me too.
Yeah. So maybe it's just an anger problem, an anger pattern. Is that what it is, Tom?
Fucking liar, narrative setter, and you're both fucking morons sitting up here saying what you think, leaving me in the back. And I've shown long ago that I'm making progress out here without your stupid help, because you're the ones I'm making progress against. There's channels you've never even heard of that have approached my channel and said, that Jack Talcott seems like a cult leader. I said he can't lead a cult if he wanted to. But yes, he's insane and he's wrong. And look at his daddy's health. His daddy's winning from the chat, right? Look at his health. You don't get health issues from raging righteously. I'm not starving the streets, you fat fucking liar. And if your son up here wasn't such a mod god tyrant, I'd take you on up here, and you know it. That's how he betrayed me the first time. While I'll never trust him.
please pause from your anger just for a minute.
Nigger.
Just a minute. Set it aside. Gosh.
Jack, like what he just said, right? I would say like, okay, maybe 60% is true, right? But here's the thing: how do you solve anything with Tommy when he's this angry and he won't pause? And he comes on again and say, "We're faggots, we're this, and we're losers, we're dumb," and he won't pause.
That's exactly what I've been trying to figure out. How do I communicate with people that don't want to hear what I have to say? Think about that question, Tarek.
No,
How do you communicate? Yeah.
the best way to do it, because like his main frustration is the Bible thing, right? When we talked the other day, Tommy, I know you hear me. Jack told you he's not a Bible guy, so stop going after him with the Bible. Even though I agree with you at times, he misrepresents it. No problem. He told you he doesn't want to go there, so let's move on. Maybe like if we clear that up, we can move on. He doesn't have to be too angry.
Dude, my views on the Bible are irrelevant to how that man speaks at me. Okay?
I
I'm a,
agree.
I'm a grown man, and Tom has no place to speak to a man like me that way. He just thinks he does.
And you know what the funny part is? He claims to be like super religious, a Christian, Jesus, and all that, following the way, right? If you are Tommy, you would be very calm because Jesus never spoke to people that way. So I know you're angry because sometimes Jack, whatever, deflects in your way and maybe doesn't see it your way, but you have to be calm, dude. You're not going to get nowhere, Tommy.
Hey, Tarek, something that has been made very clear to me in this experience online. All of us can do better at communicating. And when we get all up in our feelers, Tom, you get up in your feelers and you're all angry and, got the profanities and insults flying. You ain't coming across very well. Not as well as you could be.
Very true. And I truly agree, Jack, that we all can do better. But here's the thing: me and you may disagree. Me and Tommy may disagree. Do you see me not being calm? I'm being calm. He's not. But we can still do better.
Yeah. Hey, and here's something though as well. I don't want to see something that's unlike me, unlike some others perhaps. I do not want to make people feel bad. I really don't. Even the ones who have been absolutely atrocious and wrong about me. I don't want them to suffer. But they are going to have to accept that they've been wrong. Oh, we got two of them now, Tarek. We got Tom returned and Snafu has been in the back for a little bit.
Of course, Jack. Here's the thing, right? I called out Tommy the other day. I'm like, oh, now you're being friends with Snafu. Chris came to his defense on my channel and said, "No, he's just like you, Tarek. If he sees it right with Snafu, he'll do it." No, I disagree. Him and Snafu are going together to team up against you, and that's not Christian like Tommy.
Yeah. Um, Here. Where should I start? I'm gonna, Tom's he's already getting pissed at me, so I don't think he's calmed down. Snafu, what are you bringing
Hello,
today?
Jack Talcott. I was enjoying your show, watching you. I'm not feeling too well, but I noticed that Tarek took away from the show and started whining about Paul and me and Tommy. And I just don't see how Tarek's crying about his issues, which aren't yours, have anything to do with saving Trump. And so can we get back to the show, Tarek, like Jack was talking about? Because again, I and Jack, whether you believe it or not, we have talk. We do talk. And I am working with
No, I'm going to pause you there because where did that?
Thank you, Jack. You lied right there. Did I see anything about Paul? I never said a single thing about Paul.
No. And Snafu, you additionally, it sounds like you need to take the plank out of your own eye. You can't help nobody because exactly what you were complaining about Tarek doing, they're railing and talking about others. That's exactly what you did, Snafu. So let's go this
Once
direction.
again, what I said when I first came up stands, and it's because of Tarek. Anybody that wants to complain can blame Tarek, but I also know people want me going against liars and losers like both of you, that they will pay for it.
Yeah.
And the fucking hypocrisy of your fat fucking dying ass daddy to say, oh, he's got his Cash App name up when he's scrolling every dono fucking app you can fucking use on his stupid fucking call-in show.
Dude, you're so bitter.
Right. And I have the memory of why. You act like you're innocent as you share the chats of nameless anons that you do not know the identities of, because you are also fake and empty. And Trek, I don't watch your stupid nothing show. It's funny you're over there lying that me and Snafu are together. You wish you were together with half these hoes.
You're not good.
Brown's boy's going to confront me in the back rooms. It's crazy.
Hate-filled sicko. It's fascinating.
What? Because that nigger bitch says it?
No, because I say it.
Unbelievable.
Come on, Tom. I shouldn't even address this because Tom undoes himself just by continuing to talk. You are the king of out of context. Me doing my broadcast.
We've shown
talking over other people again because we're afraid of what's going to be shown and revealed. It's so silly.
I'm happy to give Jack another chance to protect you and Maud God on your behalf.
Jack loves it on some level because if he didn't, he wouldn't allow it to continue. He would just cut these people out like the toxic disease that they are and go on with his life and his quote-unquote mission. He doesn't, and he pretends as if there's going to be any kind of, look, he's laughing right now. He pretends as if there's going to be any actual solution here. There's not, because these people don't want. There can be, and there may be, but here today, there's most likely not going to be, again, because the people involved don't want it. They believe that they profit off of controversy. That's what they are showing. You have to go on what's being shown. So again, equating me doing my broadcast and leaving channels open for people to contribute regularly, which is what made you jealous and continues to make you jealous, that every time I go on, I get a C note at least or more. It bothers you, right? That's not the same thing as me going to places I claim to hate people and don't want to be in, and then pass a hat around the room or shake a can and claim that my life's so hard after you claimed you were a crypto billionaire. There's no consistency with you. There's no honesty. There's no good faith and honor. There's just whatever you're going to say today based on how you're feeling, and your feelings blow in the wind. So everything you claim about Jack is equally, if not more so, true for you, because you have to come to his broadcast to even be seen or heard. Because when you do yours, you can't get more than 10 people to show up. Okay? So this has been the same loop. It hasn't changed for years now, and it's fucking pathetic and embarrassing. And quite frankly, it's the reason why I've stopped a good majority of even coming over here or tuning in here, because it's always the same garbage. Tommy's going to come up, make it all about him, get his dopamine fix of attention, lie about all these people that he's kind of jealous and envious of because they either get money or have an audience, and make it about God. And then claim we're ungodly while he slurps down McDonald's and lives in a dumpster with a bunch of drug addicts. So I don't see how that works, Tom. I don't think you really love yourself. I don't think you really love the truth and God. I would know because it's something I've been guilty of in my life. That's why I can call it out. If you did, you wouldn't make a habit of yelling and screaming every day and living in hate or dealing with people you don't like and poisoning your body with human meat and toxins. Okay. So this is pretty obvious what this is. It's just another addict with another addiction that he's used to sublimate his other addictions in life that he's never really recovered from. Okay. Another thing I would know about, by the way.
Yeah, Paul, I've been watching myself for that pattern as well. But here's everything you said, brother, it's spot on. Yes, Tom's got issues he's working through. But the reality is,
he's not working through them. What evidence do you have here today that he's working on himself or his presentment? There's evidence of that for me. There's not evidence of that for him. You want that maybe to be true, or you're claiming that's true, but the evidence and the experience does not show that. It shows the same addictive, toxic behavior, the same denials and deflections, and the same projections onto other people. Okay?
You're correct. He's not working through them. That is my optimism kind of coming through. But he's clearly carrying around his issues, clearly showing his issues.
And making them everyone else's problem. Another theme on this panel verse, a bunch of people with issues and problems and toxicities making it everyone else's responsibility and accountability instead of getting the fuck away from here for an extended period of time and really doing some inner work and outer work and changing their fucking inner and outer space and their life. God forbid, right?
That is a big part of it, but there's another aspect to it that I mentioned earlier. and Paul, I know there is a way. This question I'm asking.
Why does there have to be a way for you and him? We've been over this. You're laughing because you know on some level this is a toxic trait of yours. You could claim it's beneficent or benevolent, but you have this need to fix other people and help them and work with them, even when they don't show that they want to or are capable of doing that. What's the upshot there? You get to say you tried to do God's work. I mean, what do you get out of that?
Well, it's
ego, then it's pride.
It's the real pattern I am facing. I have encountered many people who have been involved in my life, the results that I'm dealing with today, but they don't want to communicate with me, right? So the dilemma, the pattern I am trying to find is, how do I communicate with people that don't want to hear, that think they don't want to hear what I have to say?
Why are you so obsessed with communicating with people who don't want to communicate with you effectively and properly? I don't get that. What do you get out of that? Is it a high for you to know that you're like locked in and you're engaged and maybe something's going to come out of this and it gives you a chore or a cause? You have other people who do want to communicate with you about other things that may be more valuable or honorable or good faith, and they're driven away or put off by these constant tards and miscreants and misanthropes that orbit you. Another thing I would know about, if you remember my panel for a year and a half. So I'm speaking from experience here, right?
I know. And there is that probability for sure. But the reality is, I haven't seen signs from people saying, "Hey, Jack, I wanted to talk to you, but, things happened and I didn't." I didn't see a lot of those signs. I just see what I see. And so I've got these crazy ideas that the world can be a better place. And guess how that's going to happen? By people admitting they were wrong. People working together, changing things. I've had to do that a whole bunch.
Yeah, Jack, I agree with Paul. I don't think that's going to happen. And one thing I would say, if you are trying to do that, I think distance yourself from them will be the best thing you can do, so you can let them, go on their own and not give them validation and attention.
I know. I gotta laugh.
Right, that's the difference between an in-person interaction, where I might agree with him more, versus online. The quest for dopamine hits and swirling in addiction is too strong of a draw, right? They're not actually present and not actually going to talk about themselves, the facts, and the issues. They're too busy in front of a live audience trying to make a case or play a power game. So it's just not a great venue to actually do the work and move past certain barriers, because these are people who they literally get fixation and high off of being looked at and seen and heard, putting on their performance. This is why Brown's boy accuses 3/4 of these people of being actors, because on some level, that's what it becomes. Hey, the audience is there. They're going to watch me. I'm going to do my bit again today. And then an hour after they're on here, they kind of resettle back into who they are off the camera, right? And it's very subtle at times. I'm not another thing that I would know about, right, is the subtlety of what being watched and looked at in front of an audience presenting something can do to your nervous system, right? And kind of change the way that you perceive and present.
It can. And I do see a lot of that. But what I really see is people. People are exploring themselves, they're discovering themselves, and they're figuring out different things. But what I see seriously is symptoms of insanity, dude.
Are you seeing that with yourself as well?
Yeah.
Like doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results when it's clearly been the same thing for like 3 years now or more?
Well, that's what I get accused of. But the reality is, I've adapted myself and I bring new, different perspectives, different strategies every single day. It may look the same, but nothing has been the same.
So there's no elements of defined insanity with this broadcast here, where you could go to any broadcast and see elements of the same sort of presentment, even if it's just on the you and Tommy, you and Snafu, whatever thing. Because again, I will cop to that with myself for a year and a half, almost daily, if not daily, bringing the same people in, attempting to allow them to be a part of something, and then invariably watching the broadcast and the presentment degenerate into what it always becomes, which is a need for conflict, right?
It's been, yeah, I have watched that. I've experienced that, and it just saddens my heart because I see it as yet another missed opportunity. And, you know, if people don't want to participate with my success, well, I can't force them. I mean, I can kick them out and just say, hey, don't be a part of me in any way.
I would just think it's draining for you. Like, if anything, I guess I'll give you credit for 3 years of pushing on and continuing, and just whether it's your own sort of loop, again, I'm speaking from my own experience here, or others, doesn't it become a bit overbearing and draining at certain points where you just go, hey, I just like maybe 1 or 2 or 3 days of doing my broadcast without this complete insanity and projections and toxic looping. You know, like the being down there says, am I saying you just give up on everyone? Are you saying you're codependent, that you can never have your own space and your own time doing your own thing without these people around you and next to you and being a part of what you're doing without feeling like you're giving up on them? What is that? It's equally as toxic from the submissive side as it is from the aggressing side, right? It takes 2 to tango in this. So needing to have these people here and give them a forum and interact with them, because what's going to happen if I don't? Some kind of guilty, toxic conscience is equally as codependent and toxic as them being here doing what they're doing with and around Jack. So do you not see that? Like in a relationship, do you not see that if it was a man and a woman, that telling a woman sometimes, hey, let's take a break. Let's retire to our own space. Let's focus on our own self and our own activities, and we'll meet back up again if it's meant to be. We'll probably meet back up in a better fashion. That's non-toxic. That's healthy for everyone involved. To never allow that to happen because you're afraid of what's going to happen is toxic codependency. It's not giving up. It's allowing what's meant to be and changing perspective.
Right. And actually, I don't know that I've ever made the statement that I need these people there.
No, I was responding to what he was saying, that it's going to be seen as giving up on everyone because you've decided to not give up on yourself, your space, your time, and your broadcast. I'd say that's truly loving yourself and allowing the other to do the same. And the failure to do that is not loving yourself and a form of codependence and toxicity.
Right. And that's why I pay attention to me. I watch what others are doing, but I pay attention to me. How am I feeling? And when I start getting myself frustrated or feeling like I'm bored of it, folks are gone. I mean,
fair enough. I'm not telling you what you should do or have to do. I'm just, in a way, putting forth a perspective and kind of, announcing the record as I've seen it, and giving my 2 cents. And in a way, I'm doing with you what you're doing with them. So I'm just as guilty, if we're going to assess guilt here. Not that it's a guilty thing, right? We're not on trial, but in a way, I'm doing the same thing that I'm critiquing, just to a way lesser degree, right? In frequency.
We've been doing different things the same way and doing the same things different ways and bumping into each other. That's humanity, dude. Humanity, just fucking doing everything different and bumping into each other, getting angry.
The reality is if nothing else, you have an opportunity here. You have a certain core audience. You have people who are watching you and listening to you. You could take that and turn it into anything you want. Why would you choose to make it the Tommy Show day in and day out when he's broke? Can't put 2 cents together on his broadcast. If he does 6 hours, he gets no contributions. That's why he's bitching here, and can't get more than 10 people. It's self-sabotage. And again, if you want to tell me you don't care about growing your platform and having more money and numbers, I don't really believe that and buy that.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I do want to, and you're absolutely right. It is a symptom and a sign of self-sabotage, obviously.
Newsflash, Jack, more money and numbers is not going to come from the Tommy Show. If it was, he'd already have enough money to eat today and have a roof over his head and more than 10 people watching, right? So at a certain point, it'd probably behoove you to just go with the basics, like what makes sense, and look at this as a business in a way, to an aspect, right? Like trust me, I'm guy number one for like you. I don't like that. I don't like that idea, right? I'm not anti-capitalistic, but I don't like to turn whatever this is for me into this idea of a business. But on some level, it is. This is your storefront. This is your presentment hall, right? This is your dance hall for however you want to consider it. You open it up every day. People come in. You have regular patronage, right? You have regular people who are a part of the busyness that you engage in, right? Why turn it over to people who have lost and failed on every level when it comes to the metrics of succeeding as a man in this life?
It's not that. What it is truly, maybe I'm overestimating myself, my own ability, my own strategies, but I do know that there is a way to communicate with people, even when they're angry, even when they don't want to share respect. There is a way to get through to them. And I'm a man of faith. Seriously, I do reset every single day. I'm praying constantly.
Yeah, that's for sure. God. Every day you come in here like you haven't had the last 3 years of experience. It really is Groundhog Day. That is the insanity I'm pointing out. Where you go, let's bring Tom in. Maybe he's got something to offer. Fuck you, faggot. Like, okay. Where are we at here? It's almost like that becomes who you are, right? And it's almost like you don't like that, but you're creating that, because it's like the Cheers bar that you open up every day, knowing you're going to get the same 4 or 5 people who do the same shit while you claim it's going to change any day now. That becomes your sort of allure, is the slow motion train wreck of what you're creating while saying you're going to solve it.
It has been that. There's no denying that.
People don't come to the bar for Jack's great drinks. They come to the bar to see the 4 hobos at the bar who are going to start a fight and hit each other over the head again.
See who's going to be throwing the feces first.
They don't come for the punch bowl. They come for who's going to shit in the punch bowl, right? Now you have to decide, is that what you want? Is that what you want your reputation and legacy to, predominantly consist of.
And that's truly what I do not want. I don't want that at all. But I do believe in miracles, and I know that people can change. I
guess Tom is the sexy thing in this song. I believe in miracles.
But Jack, it's been 3 years, like you said. Nothing has changed, and people don't usually change. I'm just saying. I'm being honest.
No, people do change. See, this is part of the brainwashing. The society, the sitcoms, all the diagnosis, all the bullshit they teach people. Oh, it's so hard to change. No, it ain't. It ain't hard to change. It might be tough. It might be scary. It might be frightening, but it ain't hard.
It's challenging because you have to challenge yourself to admit to yourself that you fucked up the package and do something different. And that's something that most people who come here are not willing to take the first step on. It's like AANA rehab. You got to first admit you've become powerless to some extent over this drug. Because if you weren't, you'd fucking stop. We say we can stop whenever we want, but we don't. How many times has Tom said he's not coming back here? He'll be back.
How many times again, I said I won't let him?
Right. So to do the work, we first have to admit that we've given our power away to some extent to an addiction or a cycle that is not working for ourselves and each other, and then choose the path of most resistance, because again, we're habitual creatures. We do what we're used to, right? Because that's what we know. So it becomes then almost like digging out of a hole, because now you have to set an intention and hold to it, even though your instinct is going to be to do what you've always done, right?
Yes. But this is actually in line with my own personal life development and the thumbnail today. The magic of Monday. It doesn't have to be Monday, but every day. It's a fresh start. A fresh start full of endless possibilities. And if we allow ourselves to really start over, you're really not starting over with nothing, because you've gained everything you've learned. And then whatever connections and resources you've got. But we don't have to go in the same directions. That's the thing I've learned. To truly.
Sorry, Jack. No, Jack, you've been to AA, and I'm assuming the NA, or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the question I have for you. I mean, they tell you, like, most addicts, which I believe a lot of people on the internet are, including me and Tommy, you, and everybody that went through it. They don't really change after the thing. Like, it's 1 out of 165 when I went to rehab. They said that will be, saved, right? So if that's the case, and for example, like Tommy has an addiction, and you are in the same point, I would say maybe a little bit narcissistic, and you don't think, and you're wrong at times or whatever. How do you believe that's going to change after 3 years when you both have kind of your own issues?
Well, that's what's so ironic about these spaces is oftentimes That's You Mirror is working overtime, right? Like, they're both trying to change other people and both claiming that it's for God and it's God's will, but the result isn't being shown that day to day. So it's like at a certain point, you got to go, Tom's my aggressive mirror to my submissive That's You mirror, because we're both doing the same thing with ourselves for each other in a different way with a different perspective, but ultimately it's the same idea, right? So it's almost like that only changes once you change yourself and the idea, it seems.
Exactly.
Like once you let go of having to have these people change and focus on you and the information over a long enough period, they just start to get with it or get lost. It would seem to me.
Well, you're absolutely right, but here's the unique thing about me. So far, I feel like I'm kind of walking alone, right? So until I find others who are willing to stand with me and say, hey, I see what you see, and let's walk in this direction together, I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep inviting. Because all I need is one person's mind to change. And that opens the door to many others. Tom's mind can change. He's just bitter and angry because he doesn't want to admit he was wrong. Simple as that.
What I found in those kind of relationships is the more they have access to you and the closer they are to you, the less opportunity they have to change their mind because they can't miss you or what you provide or see who and what you are in a different way. They got their face too close to the canvas. They have to step back and see the picture in a different way, right? That's why I took a break from here and a lot of other places in an attempt to try to see myself and this broadcasting thing and other people in a different way. And I think it's been somewhat effective, right? I think my perspective, my energy, my tone, my focus has changed in a bit because I've made the decision, seeing what the variables are, to take a step back and see the border around the frame, right? Or vice versa. So, yeah, again, I'm not trying to talk down on you or, discourage you. If you have your beliefs and your walk, I can tune in or not. I can be a part of it or not. That's with me. I'm not going to do the Tommy thing of you wasted all my time here today, right? I chose to be here to engage. And when I'm not, right? That's my choice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel good about the future. Okay. And despite the appearances of things in the past, I admit, yeah, I've witnessed and questioned myself and my own choices, particularly the ones that have been destructive, right? Self-sabotage, inviting the lunacy and craziness on so much. I've seen it and I've questioned myself considerably. But I still have a lot of faith because the way I see it, for every one of us, the past is just preparation, right? We have been prepared for this life we're living. And the life we're living, it really isn't, as far as my life, it really isn't that bad. It's kind of fun. It's kind of exciting. Hell, once I found out that I could believe anything I wanted to believe, I convinced myself to believe I could change the world. I don't see what's wrong in that.
I see something wrong with it, Jack, because if we can't change Tommy, if you having a hard time changing Tommy, and I'm not saying you shouldn't change the world, I can't see you changing the world. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't.
But we can. We have the chance to.
Okay, I agree with you. We should. How would he change Tommy? Let's just start one person at a time that's giving you all he can give you, and we still have not done anything in 3 years. How do we do that?
Well,
Yeah, that's all.
The path is very simple. We've got to be present and willing. So if Tom can just see that his battle, it can be set aside. If we help him see that, we can put the battle aside. We can have a conversation like adults. Dark, your noise is just irritating as hell, dude.
My apology. My apology, Jack. I was putting something together, but here's the thing I would tell you, right? And I didn't mean to interrupt you. With Tommy, right? He has an addiction, and he had an addiction before, right? And he's not gonna stop coming at you, like Paul said. Every day he's coming here for his fix, because just like Paul said, he claims to be rich and he has XRs and he has money, and he's all going crazy on me for giving you $40. So you see the mindset here. So
it's
he's
called
not
delusional to like the 1000th degree. And what I found fascinating about that statement, and now we're feeding into it more because you continue to make him the center of attention, which is all he's here for. The fact that he considers 40 or 80 or 100 or a couple $100 as like all this money just subconsciously proves the position he's in, right? He was speaking as if, Tark's bankrolling him 6 figures or more a year, right? Like this is big change to talk about, right? So, again, it's like, it's all right there. It's obvious what it is to everyone but him. And if it's not obvious to him, he's not going to change it. And by giving him his dopamine fix all day, every day, and letting him control, because that's all it's about is control, controversy and control, that's where he gets his fix, then he's never going to be able to see who and what he is and what he's been doing and what he's been missing out on, quite frankly.
Correct. And what he is doing, he's constant. It's what the ego does. It's a sign of insecurity. We're battling for control, battling for domination, right? It's to cover our insecurities. But really what I'm offering and hoping to invite is a chance to cooperate. Because if he would just simply cooperate instead of constantly trying to battle me, you know what? He has been in the back for a while. So please be patient. Unless you got something to get out before I bring him up.
I have one thing to say. Go ahead.
You know they're not going to wait my turn, and it's been, 20 minutes? Put them in the back. You want to Luma calm?
No, put us in the back.
Fucking loser and his lying ass in the back. Put his little Muslim son in the back, your brother, and we'll have a little talkies, Jack. Put your daddy in the back.
Control, fix, and need for attention. There it is. You just proved it again.
You just diatribed for 20 minutes, just like I told Jack he'd let you do not 7 days ago. Put him in the back, Jack.
Tom, recognize that this is not your place. You do not control me or the conditions. So just chill out, accept what's being shared. I did put Tarek in the back, okay?
I told you to put your daddy in the back.
I don't care.
So you're flexing power in your little mod god power place to protect your daddy.
Accept whatever story you have to, but relax.
He's LARPing some non-battle. How does putting me in the back harm me or keeping me up here protect me?
No, to protect you. Yeah, that's the reason you'll only face me in places.
Aren't you supposed to be some type of big badass tough guy? You're such a pansy. You look at being put in the back as if somebody assaulted you or being kept up here as being protected.
The last 5 and 6 years, it's narcissist central. The levels of personality disorder, lack of self-awareness, and complete dysfunction. All while having a methamphetamine habit, by the way. Fascinating.
I'm not really a Christian, but I'm like, I get a lot of this stuff. Now, in the end, there's supposed to be these two witnesses. But that's you and me, man.
Oh, it goes on. It goes on.
It goes on, but you paused it. See, this is what you do. You even proved in the clip that you're a manipulator.
He needed 20 minutes. He needs 20.
You even proved in the clip that you're a manipulator because if it went on, it would show me somewhat, carrying on with Jack with the narrative with a wink and a nod, sort of laughing at the side of my mouth because I found it to be a somewhat ridiculous claim.
Bullshit. Jack,
I don't know what you proved there.
It wasn't 7 days ago, Jack. You said if your daddy in flow state came up right now, you'd backstage me, you'd let him go on a diatribe, you'd mute me when I try and respond, and look at you.
Yeah, you create the reality based upon the behavior that you share. So if you'd kind of step back and look at why you keep getting put in the back, I've communicated it with you, dude.
He just revealed himself again that this is all just a tantrum because he wants to align with you to do something against me or whoever else he doesn't like. And because you're not doing that, you're not with God now, right? There's the narcissism. You're equating God's walk and God's will to your temper tantrum and your control freakism, a place where you don't want to be and don't like anyone. You're beyond mentally and emotionally ill.
Paul, I've even offered him. I said, Tom, let's you and I team up. We'll work against Paul.
I'm sure you all did. I'm like I'm what you all orbit around for the longest time. You have these fixations and imaginations about me, right? Like, how about you all just focus your time, energy, attention on bettering yourself, your life, your broadcast, and the position you're in?
Well, I have.
Like, why play into his narcissistic game of turning one person against another and triangulating and teaming up together? For what? To do what?
Because all of you guys can learn how to cooperate. All of you have patterns of fighting. Not just Tom, you too, Paul.
Again, are we living in the past or are we here now? Because it seems another theme on this panel versus you got a lot of never wases who live in the past constantly and bring up the past to try to substantiate what they're doing or not doing now. I'm not fighting with anyone. I don't have conflicts with anyone. I have a group of people I'm cooperating with to do a multitude of things on the ground in life. So I don't know where that comes out of other than past conflicts that have started and ended on the broadcast, mostly by my own hand, because I either allowed it or stopped engaging with it.
Yeah. Well, here, I won't bother with Tom. He's too argumentative. Tarek, thank you for your patience. I put you in the back to try and show some sort of cooperation with Tom, but this is what I've witnessed. It's a symptom of psychology. I mean, symptom of society. It's just human behavior, simple psychology. The patterns of behavior and all the emotions, they follow logic, but but we have a world that is so confused. I mean, earlier in the stream, I think we were talking about this idea about the world being created by God and given to the rule of the devil, whatever way you want to take it. The society we have has broken the people, and the people have created these patterns of blame. Well, the blame and the fighting, it's not accomplishing what we think it is. I found myself on this path. You know what? Let me speak very humbly. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I don't know how to get my results to change. I mean, sure, I could have done things different, but I didn't. I am where I am. I'm still sending emails. I'm still knocking on doors, sending messages, trying to get my name and ideas in front of others. But yeah, I haven't had folks looking for clients or looking for what I'm offering. But this is the life I'm living. And this message of the topic today, without much to lose, you can bring it all. That's something I've learned, right? You quantify in your head. What are you willing to lose? Be willing to lose it all for something that's right, something that's good. And guys, if we can find a way to end wars, bring reforms, I think we should. I feel like I've got some ideas that would be very practical and could become accomplished, but not on my own for sure. And this is where the insanity comes from, because yeah, I've got a big goal that I know that I can't accomplish on my own, but I'm not going to sit back and wait while I figure out how to get people to join me. I'm going to just move forward the best I can. And that's what I've been doing for many years. Peace Dynamo, I'm talking to you. Okay? I'm talking to you and anyone who's listening to my words. If you believe that we can, we'll find a way. I believe wars can end. I know that fights can end. I know that wars can end. Conflicts end when people choose to stop fighting. And we can convince the people who are fighting to stop fighting if we unite together. And let's start here in America, right? We could really do a hell of a job of cleaning up our streets, of improving the education, the healthcare, the care for the elderly. We could change so many things if we stop fighting here in America. But we've got to commander-in-chief, this Mr. Donald Trump, all the evidence is there. This criminal corruption, this empire of corruption that everyone wants to be so fucking proud of, it's ours. It's our problem. It's ours to solve. I think we can. I think we can solve the problems with the governments, the economics, the politics. It'll all come together when we stop fighting with each other and we start recognizing the truth. I don't know. The truth is, what that man there, Donald Trump, the way he is behaving and speaking, there is signs someone needs to do something. I got time. I got the willingness. I got the the motivation, I guess, right?
It's another dynamic, though, Jack. In a way, you're trying to puppeteer the other people who've gotten themselves into leadership positions instead of you being a leader in your leadership position, locally, statewide, globally, whatever that looks like or means, right? I mean, you at one point had that with the union situation, and I'm sure you can have that again if you focus on that. But the more time, energy, attention you spend on puppeteering other people in leadership positions, the less you work yourself into that position or maintain that position.
See, I see the two going together.
And by the way, that's another dynamic Tommy and Snafu and others are doing to you, right? Because they see you as in a somewhat leadership position compared to them and their numbers and their channel and what it draws. And they're trying to puppeteer you and change you and make you do their will instead of focusing on their walk, their journey, and their results.
I know. I see the two going together because the reality is, yes, I sound arrogant. I sound, maybe I'm talking out my ass, but
is it possible you are those things or you just sound those things? I'm just asking.
Give me a chance. Let's see.
Okay.
What the results
Another 3 years or what? I'm down,
No. What I'm saying is, yeah, I'm trying to get the attention of people who have more successes than me. And I'm trying to get them to listen to me and realize, hey, I can help them do more. And they could easily give me a hand up. I'm not looking for handouts. I'm looking for a hand up, and I'm willing to exchange value for value. I'm willing to help anyone grow in whatever they want. I'll help them find a way. But hey, no one seems interested in giving me a chance because, hey, all the time is spent on Jack's got to defend himself. Jack's got to prove himself. I'm dealing with all of this other stuff. It's like, wow.
Right, but you allow that, again, we're back to the loop. You allow that and create that by letting in assailants who are known for assailing instead of showing up every day and presenting who and what you are and what you stand for and doing it for a long enough time that maybe you generate more interest and attention, right? It's sporadic with you. You do a week or a few days of just you and doing your thing, and then you fall back into the Tommy show and the Snafu show and all the rest of it.
It's been I certainly recognize that's how it looks, and to a great degree that is how it's been. But I have been growing. I am growing. The numbers and the results, the data may not be there yet. But I know that I do have support. I know that my name is recognized. My name is talked about. Now I just got to figure out, how do I overcome this bullshit reputation that's been created about me? That's the next step.
Right. When the Thorpe show up and kind of giggle and laugh and say they want you on tour with them so they can laugh at you and make you into a spectacle, that's what you start to be known as on the Panelverse and these other places, right? There's a reason why Grace has given me her number 2 or 3 times, but won't ask me to go on the clown tour, because she knows that I stand for something that is about results and matters when it comes to certain people, the courts and certain modalities, right? I don't want to be everybody's zoo creature freak show, at least more than I make myself to be, right? Like there's a line, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And while there may be some who claim that Jack's just being used for the Thorpe's freak show and all this bullshit, yeah, no, that's not what it is. And it's kind of a disrespectful representation of me and who I am and what I'm actually offering. I do see that people are attracted to me. There's something kind of like I was attracted to you, perhaps. They see something. I saw something. It's a spark. It's an energy. It's a power and a purpose. I won't be stopped. I mean, and the way I see these naysayers, dude, keep betting against me. I've had people betting against me my whole fucking life. You think I'm not used to it by now? It ain't going to stop me. And since I know in my heart, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not grifting. I'm not selling anything that's not available. I'm not lying. I'm not deceiving. I'm just telling people you can do better. And I know that we can all do better.
There's also an audience here that's been cultivating an extreme delusion. You have half a dozen people down there who are now claiming Tommy's a nice and good guy. He just wished death upon me, and he's wished death upon Jack and many others here, many times. What world are you all living in exactly?
When it comes to animals, his heart shines.
You don't know that. This is another gullibility thing that people just don't get the mind of a criminal being. You have no reason to believe that you know Tommy's heart or who and what he really is other than what he shows. And it would be beneficial for him to show him caring about animals so you would make that statement. He is very calculated. He is very much a showman and a presenter. He is very much a manipulator of people's thoughts and feelings to try to get them on his side. Okay?
Okay. And that's you too, man. I mean,
I don't believe so. I actually care, and I've shown in many ways that I care, and I spend all of my time off of the camera working with people in the private for free to try to change things, as you and others put it, for what I believe to be God's will, rights, freedom, principles, spiritual faith. So Tommy doesn't have that reputation. His reputation is he spends all of his time attacking people online and then manipulating offline, trying to get people together to triangulate against other people. Get a clue, please.
Right.
This is why most people get scammed and manipulated and hosed, because they can't see through the smoke and mirrors.
I know. But it's not as much smoke and mirrors as people want to believe either. There's actually genuine people, right? Real human beings with real feelings behind these characters and opinions. And so I misspoke earlier. Really, what I was offering with Tommy, I would work with you too, Paul, to help confront Tom. I
don't need anything from Tom. That's the thing. I don't have this recurring obsession that I have to be involved with these certain people. I may stop in here and there, give my perspective, and then you won't see me for 3-4 weeks, a couple months, whatever it is at this point, because I'm trying to, or I have broken the loop.
Well,
to an extent, right?
You have.
There's nothing to confront Tommy about. I don't hate him. Okay. He doesn't have to change for me. I overlook all of his.
Oh, great. You've answered. You're not interested in helping or cooperating with me.
No, that's not the statement. I'm interested. I'm interested if it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, then my interest doesn't matter.
Right. It doesn't make sense to you, so you're not interested.
What is everyone confronting everyone else about? What has anyone actually done to anyone else here? What do we owe anyone else here?
Your attitude is bullshit, dude. Still, chill out.
Okay, Jack.
God.
Jack, can I say something real quick? If you have to define the truth, Jack, how do you define the truth? No, I'm just asking, like, everybody's got truth, right? And everybody's trying to do, like, the right thing. How would you define truth in your perspective?
From that which is real. That which is shown to be real to me is considered to be true by me.
So
does that help you? Does that help you, Targ?
Okay, so what has been shown to you regarding Tommy and others over and over again that becomes true for you and everyone else?
That's my point exactly.
Without deviation, without variation.
We're all children of God.
Okay.
Okay. I agree.
We're all here trying to figure it out.
No, there's some people who think they already have it all figured out. That's the difference.
That's true.
That is where our problems are. Guys, seriously, Paul, what you just said, the people who think they have it figured out already. I know I'm on there too, but fucking Donald Trump thinks he's got it figured out. And my conversation with him would be, hey, brother, you need to humble yourself. You need to start fucking thinking before you start speaking. You're doing a piss poor job of representing the truth.
Let's all now take that advice. It's great advice. Let's all take it because that applies to all of us. The That's You mirror is in full effect.
All right. You're absolutely right. Especially
Jack,
when I get up on the righteousness too.
Yes. But Jack, you like saying me and Trump and all that, right? Would you agree that sitting on a table that they made and you're not part of it, how would you change that? Like that's not I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm not saying you shouldn't try, but I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Again, it's not going to be a me. The way I envision it is we people of the land find a way to present the evidence in a way that cannot be refuted, right? The evidence is clear. The criminality of the corruption, this economic and government system, it's a bunch of bullshit. And we see it, and we're not going to take it anymore. It's time to bring reforms, and the reforms are very simple. These lawyers and attorneys that have been elected into Congress, and like I mentioned, we can have a conversation, men and women from the land speaking to the men and women of Congress, right? That legislative body of the United States of America. And that conversation can be witnessed by the executive branch, Donald Trump and little Vancy Boy and all the others can join in and listen. And so can the Supreme Court clowns. You know, they can wear their robes and their stuff, and they can tune in and hear what common law is about. It's about
okay. Jack, have you ever watched a TV series called Boardwalk?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Maybe watch it. It's like in the 1940s, 1950s. It's like a mafia movie, and it just shows how much control these people, the elites, have over presidents, governors, all type of people. So when they see a different way than you do, they will just hate to say it, take you out.
And that's fine. I just want it to be on the record, right?
All right.
The way I see it is what I hear.
It's on the record.
Yes, what I'm suggesting is we get this view, the demand of the end of wars and the demand of the reforms. We get that on the record. Okay, so the people in Congress, they can't deny the solution. And the reality is, throughout history in the past, if one individual tries this, yeah, they get taken out. I was prepared for that. I mean, I am still prepared for that. What have I got to lose? I ain't got shit to lose. If I get taken out, I get taken out. I get to go to sleep, go visit the Father in heaven, whatever. I'm done with this life, I guess. But until I'm done, guys, let's see if we can find a way, because I believe if we communicate these things properly, without blaming, without trying to bring punishment and convictions on people, we can get the cooperation, the men and women of Congress. Collectively, we can support the whistleblowers, the people who will come out and say, yes, we lied, we said this, we did this, it was wrong. You know, here's what we want to do to make it right.
Okay, I admire your tenacity and your motivation, Jack, to do this. I'm not saying you don't. In terms of like, even if you get taken out, you're still gonna try doing it. My question would be is, do you think when they see you making any progress in the interim of you doing your thing, they're gonna even allow you to even get there before, they'll take you out even way before.
Why would you believe that?
I mean, that's just that's how the mafia or the elites do. If you're a tiny threat to their organization, if they feel like you even have people are listening to you and you have some power with the people to make an influence, they will do something. No, like I mean, look at Charlie Kirk, right?
Tarek, yes, there's that potential. Okay, I don't care. I don't care what.
I got you. No, I get it. I got you. I just want to say that. That's all. No problem. I appreciate
You're
it.
really gonna go to Charlie Kirk too? I mean, like the levels of discernment are just. It never ceases to amaze me that just the lack of discernment when it comes to political and global political affairs, right? Like Charlie Kirk is the end all be all now because they told you or showed you he was on making changes. Like what exact changes did Charlie Kirk make when it comes to upholding rights and the law and freedom and
nothing,
everything else we hold dear as Americans? Right, nothing. It just became another stage show, sideshow, freak show for everyone's time, energy, attention to get sucked and a whole bunch of money to be made off Toilet Paper USA, TPUSA, whatever the acronym is, and it's going nowhere because the slaves are still going to pay to be ruled and still vote for masters and still take policy and code as law. We've already identified what the problems here are on the lowest level. We've already identified how to approach this to make change. We've already gotten results on various levels to various degrees. That's it. That's what we need to do. That's what matters. If we're not going to do that, then I would say just pack it in and make it an entertainment broadcast and do the freak show, sideshow, just like Erica Kirk and the rest of them do, and do your own version of that.
I agree. And the
we
reason
literally
why
have an answer to walk people out of a self-proclaimed and admitted slave system that gets them recognized and gets them results. If we're not going to do that, like Moses and Jesus and all the rest of the great people are citing and talking about, what is really left? The rest of this is a LARP.
Yes. And that is the serious, that is a conclusion I came to myself. I can either pretend to live and go along with this bullshit system where I have to sell myself for a fucking paycheck all my life. I can live like that. I tried. It was miserable. I tried drinking myself, gambling myself, whoring myself out so I didn't have to deal with it, and it didn't work. So then I finally figured out what Paul just said. We've had examples of heroes, true heroes in the past. So let's honor them. Let's do something more heroic than just conform and fit in.
And Jack, the reason why, and to answer Paul, the reason why I brought Kirk is just like you said. He's nobody. He has not done, like you said, the law and all that. And that's what I'm saying. It's compatible to a little bit of Jack, him trying to do something like that, and he was taken out even though he's nothing. That's what I was trying to relate to.
I don't know what the story is there, but I didn't really see the pieces of what Charlie Kirk and that organization were. He and I crossed paths back in Spokane years ago, just briefly.
Wow.
So yeah, hey Browns boy, there's another part of the LORP.
I just picture Jack at the post office with the blue shirt on going, what kind of postage would you like, Mr. Kirk? Overnight or 3-day? He added that to his resume of interaction.
No. We were arguing at each other and he said he'd buy me a one-way ticket to Venezuela.
I think that was his way of threatening you without being legally obligated.
the drug cartel are already over there. But Jack, you're correct. Now Brown's gonna say, "Oh, he's a CIA agent. He saw Charlie Kirk." Another thing he's gonna say about you.
Well, the things I've been hearing after the event and since, I mean, it really does seem that movement was a big part of getting Donald Trump elected, getting JD Vance there, getting Palantir and all these fucking tech boy billionaires into the government. So
yeah, another neocon technocratic resurgence. That's all it is. Just as people are sort of losing their taste for the two-sided game and getting fucked over and over again from both sides, we need a hero like Whitney Houston, whoever does the song, Tina Turner. We need a hero to come in out of nowhere and revive this false patriotism push, this false patriotic push for the neoliberal, neoconservative movements, right? To keep everybody stuck in the two-party game of democracy, which we've learned is self-chosen enslavement. That was supposed to be a service to all of us, right? It was supposed to be a benefit to all of us as beneficiaries, has now become a detriment. So obviously that reveals the truth again and what the cause is. If they're going to keep doing that and spending billions of dollars on that to bring millions of people and billions of people into that, well, then the answer is to offset that and to remind them the two-party system is not the answer. Democracy is not the answer. Radical accountability and responsibility and practicing upholding the law and rights is the answer. And I get it. It's not easy. It's going to take work. It's going to take challenge and courage. And I'm not always up to it, right? I don't claim to be the, benchmark for ultimate courage and fortitude.
What you're suggesting is exactly what I want to bring into the halls of Congress. And I don't know how it could or would happen exactly, but when I saw them hosting Benjamin Netanyahu there, the same Capitol building the January 6th folks rushed into and all the reps ran. But as I understand that same room, they're bringing the war criminal from Israel in to address the American leadership. How about a disabled veteran, 2 decades, with the public service, serving with the Postal Service, my union, labor, vet. I want to talk to those men and women in Congress about some accountability, about the oaths they've taken.
Yeah. But Jack, do you know that right now, as we speak, like the Jews already bought out, like for example, TikTok 40%. They control pretty much all the media, so they'll control every narrative. And if they control the narrative, they're going to control the information and the manipulation.
They control what we allow them to control.
I would agree. Yes, I would agree. But at the same time, go ahead.
Well, what you just said, there's been a controlled narrative. There's been a script that's been followed for a long time in the development of society. And it's not really in the benefit of the working class. And anyone who's probably tuned into me, you're probably amongst we are, right? The working class. We have the opportunity, though, to transform everything. And I truly trust and believe we are the generation that can. We've got the answers. What has happened, the politics by their design are for division. Now, who wants division? The devil. The devil wants us divided. Why? Because then we can be ruled, right? And that's what's happened. The selfish people who want to rule have been, they funded the divisions of all the different groups, all the different identities.
Yes, they have. And how would you, exactly my point though, Jackie said, like, we can do that, even though they own everything and they control the media. But how would you do that when they already deceived everybody and everybody's on this mentality, thinking that, the Democrats or the Republican
You keep
they're
making
under
these
threat.
absolutist statements. There are thousands of people who show up at venues like this and others who are not necessarily all bought off or all in or all doing things the way everyone else is doing them. Why do you discount the hundreds of experiences I've had alone? I'm just one man, and I've had hundreds of people decide to change their life and their ways and make an impact, and literally across like 5 to 10 states have changed prosecutorial procedure to where they're not arresting people anymore or putting people in jail for non-violent crimes. You speak in a disempowering way as if we have no voice and no power to make things happen. We do when we put our ass on the line, which is the hardest thing to do with consistency.
No, I agree, Paul. I wasn't saying, I meant it in a general way, but let me explain on what you just
They're
said.
not for us then. They're not our people. Our people are the ones who show up when you build it and do the work. The rest are not for us and maybe never going to be for us, and that's okay. It's like saying 80% of the world is now vaxxed, taxed, and laxed. What about the rest of the 20%? Have you considered how many people 20% is out of 3 fucking billion?
No, I agree.
7 billion, I believe it is, whatever the number is.
Yeah.
We're looking at close to 1 to 2 billion people who literally, if they've got some courage and inspiration on them, could change this dynamic overnight and potentially already are. The movement's already happening, whether you want to make your own or not. It's cosmically already happening.
True.
Yep, it is. And I do want to address what Tarek was saying about this script, because our friend Zach Hubbard, right? He's always finding the numbers with the script. And I had this conversation there too. This is what I'm talking about. We can rewrite the script. We can change the direction of the future, the trajectory. We can change what's going on. And I think it would be pretty cool to do it. And if it can be, I figured if it could be pretty cool to do, it helps a lot of people. Why not see if we can get it done? And so let's do it. Let's rewrite the script. Let's interrupt the sick games, the sick show that's being played out on the political and economic stages. It's time to interrupt and tell the actors we want a different direction, right? Instead of this feeding and rewarding the gluttonous and the selfish and the corrupted, we flip the script so that we create a world of sharing where the generous are rewarded, where the righteous are recognized and honored instead of punished and excommunicated.
And Jack, I agree, and that's why I think Paul's right. Like, if that's the case, I would not give Tommy any more attention. You would have to focus on new people that are going to believe the message that you're portraying out there to make a difference. And to also Paul's credit, in terms of what he made in terms of changes, Paul, I got stopped 4 weeks ago for going 2 feet over a stop sign. 2 feet. So he clocked me, right? And I did I did the sovereign thing, even though I'm not sovereign. I did not. I locked all my doors, opened the window exactly 2 inches, and I taped it. And he got so mad after I told him, I'm not going to give you anything. I don't have anything. I know you want the legal name. I'm not going to give it to you. I'll give you my family name and my given name. He pulled out his mace, put on his gloves, and I right away before he said that, he's like, if you're not going to pull it, I'm going to break it and mace you. I'm like, hey, bro, calm down, de-escalate. You're supposed to de-escalate, not me. I said, would you please call a supervisor? So he called the supervisor, but in the meantime, kept on threatening me telling me he's going to mace me. I said, dude, do what you have to do. But if you do that, I will sue you. And finally, he told me, hey, how about you just give me your name and your last name, and I'll just give you a ticket and let you go. I promise. I'm like, you cops always lie. I will not do that to you. So at the end, I told him, you know what? I'll do this and see if you keep your word. I'll give you my family name and my given name, and you can't convert it to the legal system that wait for it. He's like, okay. I gave it to him. He came back with 5 tickets, 5 cracked windshield, no insurance, and even though I had insurance, no, but he gave me all that and let me go. I went to court, and I had to go to court, even though I didn't want to, because the car was in my brother's name. And I told the judge, he tried to threaten me with mace and all that. And at the end, you know what they told me? This is how corrupt they are, Paul. He told me, okay, we're just going to hit you up for the stop sign 180, but you have to pick one of the other ones. Pick one. We have to charge you another one to let you go, and we're giving you a deal here. And I picked one so I can get the fuck out of there. And they charged me $345 for not showing them any ID, and plus that comes out to $660.
Right, but they're admitting to you indirectly that you get to choose your own outcome in this game. As much as people believe you can't, they're admitting to you, hey, this is a service, we're providing it to you. Just go ahead and pick one so we can make a commercial deal and create a contract and a joinder, and you're getting the best of the bargain, right? If they really had the power and could slave you, he'd have just said, shut up, sit down, you're getting all 5, I'll see you later. If they really had the power and we had no say or no choice, you wouldn't be talking to me right now. I'd be doing 3 to 5 years.
Exactly. And that's what I told everybody, even my family. And my family said, oh, you're stupid. Oh, they're going to charge you like $2-3 grand. They can put you in jail. When I went and did this and they let me out, they're like, okay, whatever. They didn't even give me the credit, but it is what it is. I don't care.
Right. And if you would have pushed the issue and challenged jurisdiction and put a claim on record and pointed out that there's no man or woman on the other side, they'd have had to dismiss everything. And myself and many others are proof of that.
I agree. And you know why I didn't do that? I was going to do that.
Because you were afraid.
No, I promise you I wasn't. I was very calm. I have the video. I can even show it to you. It's because the car's under my little brother, and my family got crazy. Said, if you go to court and do that, they're going to come after your little brother and all that. And they kept on pushing that issue. You just admitted
it was out of fear. If you believed you were doing something that wasn't wrong and that you had the truth on your side and you're willing to meet any consequence, you'd have pushed the issue, held to your guns, and let them do whatever they were going to do. And I'm not claiming it's easy. Far from it. Because it's not easy, it's one of the most valuable things we can do, right? The best things in life worth doing are usually the hardest things, right? It's not easy to get up every day and eat right every single day, 7 days a week, go to the gym, get exercise, live the right way. It's challenging. It's testing, right? That's why it's so rewarding.
It is. It was out of fear a little bit. Yeah, I'm not going to say no. And because they called like 3 other cops and they all came, and it's just stupid, these people.
Right. What does it say in the scripture? Something along the lines of God gives us the spirit of faith and empowerment, not the spirit of fear. The spirit of fear is the adversary. So again, it's one dynamic that keeps this thing moving on with consistency the way that it has been.
Greetings, Landry.
Hey, what's up? So I'm obviously curious about the topic. It's good to see us. The audio okay?
Yeah, it's not bad considering you're traveling. Not bad at all.
Okay, that's good. It's good news. Yeah, so I think that it's starting to really show itself to me as far as I don't like the word LARP, but playing roles and all that, and how it's kind of what we're instructed to do, and you can kind of, I still have my hesitations or reservations because it is hard to do what Paul and others demonstrate, but I find it extremely compelling. The biggest issue I have is with Crow and Rose. Their sort of perspective on it really pulled me away from giving it too much time of day, because from what I hear, there's like a ton of people just failing. So what's the difference between somebody who has a chance to succeed versus somebody who just goes in and I mean,
I'd like to comment on this real quick.
Maybe offline, but
I like that you brought this forward, because this is another way that they take away our inspiration and motivation, the naysayers and the miserable slaves who want company, right? There is no losing in this if you're trying. If you're asserting yourself, if you're putting yourself on record, if you're making it known and aware that there are more than just a few of us who are tired of being told what to do all day, every day. You are just another drop in the bucket toward a tidal wave that is forming and has been forming to make these people change their perspective and their process and procedure, right? So again, this idea of winning and losing, we kind of have to throw that out. We have to just sit on, hey, if we're trying and we're making an effort and we're putting ourselves on record, we are one more person who is letting them know that we are Americans, we have God-given rights, and the way things have been going is not okay. And the more of those people who, even whether they get arrested, get fined, whatever they do, who go on record, the more that your supposed representatives and servants will have to change their approach, because it isn't just the crazy backroom sovereign citizens. Now it's your mom, it's your dad, it's your uncle, it's your cousin, it's Joe Public, right? Once Joe Public gets themselves, the everyday average person, on the record with these people over and over again, the more they have to go back to the drawing board and change their approach.
It's becoming more common.
Again, you can say make an example out of that person, but again, my walk and many others around me has not been shown that. I get the fear of that, and I live with that and have lived with that, but that's not what the truth has shown. The truth has shown, ironically, interestingly enough, the exact opposite, that they actually come to respect you and what you're doing. They actually give you a wink and a nod and kind of cheer you on oftentimes, especially if you get to certain people at court. The cops on the side of the road don't like it because they take it as a threat to their authority. That's why it's important not to buck up against them and be too resistant. It's handled at court, and when it's handled the proper way, they say, you know what? We kind of need more of this. If nothing else, it breaks up the monotony of these judges. You think these judges are excited to go to work every day and hear the same garbage day in and day out and walk the slaves in with their head down and pretend Your Honor and cop out and look pathetic? They're not into it. When they finally see a motherfucker show up who really has passion and is about something, who isn't contemptuous and belligerent, they give you a wink and a nod. I've had a ton of people tell me the same experience that I've had, that they thought it was going to be them getting hammered, and it was actually the administrator saying, you know what, and even if it's in his own way, kind of in a veiled way, you know what, good on you for doing something different and taking a different approach, right? We kind of need more of that. You think everyone subconsciously doesn't know we need more of that at this time in society?
People are lost and searching for answers. And some of us, you know, I won't say we found all the answers, but we found some answers for sure that help us to see the insanity that this world has created.
Yeah. And Andrew, it does get easier, like Paul said. Like since I learned this stuff from Paul from 2 years ago or so, I've been stopped twice, and even the twice I've been stopped, the cop has been very upset, like Paul is, because they don't like you to go against their authority. But when you go to court, as you get comfortable, the judges do see it different.
Well,
I mean, I guess
even
when
that,
when you're behind the scenes, you can't get access to, you know, if you don't have the shit memorized, down packed, you know, that's the thing, is that's true. Like, I mean, it's like you have no idea where to go. I mean, if you don't have this shit like studied to a fucking certainty, then you're just back there and they just say something and you're at their whim because you're the majority, sorry, the minority. They'll treat you.
Well, this is where if you're going to walk a walk like this, it has to be something you kind of live and breathe, you know? It's not just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. So I don't disagree with you completely. There is an aspect of kind of spiritual, you know, inspired heart-based consciousness that can get you pretty far, right? If you just talk plain language from your heart and don't play into their games, you know, it can get you some results. Part of results, again, Bruce Lee said it and many others understand this concept. If you want to learn how to win, first you must learn how to lose. So the journey to heaven is a journey through hell first. The journey through winning is the journey to losing first. That's how you learn the best way. So if you have to, they sit you down for a few weeks. It's not the end of your world. You're not going to get raped in there like it's some after school special, right? You sit down at a glorified concrete summer camp. They give you a tablet and you go over the law and you study it 24/7, 365 till you come back one day and you make them proud. And then you walk back in the same courtroom and they say, wow, Mr. Polly, you've done a lot of study with your last 3 or 4 weeks. How's the food? and you kind of, wink and a nod to each other, and you start putting motions, or you start moving a court, and they start going, wow, this guy's really becoming a man before our eyes. We're kind of almost proud, right? It's the whole Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker idea, right?
Sure. I mean, it very much could be, but it's also a matter of, I think what I fail to understand is where does the value end and begin, right? Because if it's everything that you walk and there's nothing else to walk, I mean, is that sort of the end game, right? Because I believe that we should be trying to, if we can utilize if you can teach this, right, and you can make it happen for many people, and they can, oh, I swear to God, yeah, we're making it work. It should be able to multiply, right? So why is a group cohesion so impossible? And if I guess if that's the case, it seems to me like we'll still throw the other person under the bus when it's convenient anyway. So I have a hard time with the value that I'm seeing here, because it seems like the people saying it, I don't know. I'm struggling.
Again, you have folks in the chat who will remain nameless who continue to want to be miserable naysayers and say, Jesus, that's not what court's like at all. For you. Stop telling everyone else their experience. I can show. We could go to the transcripts of my hearings. We can call up Mr. Lentz, who's been on my broadcast, who's had hundreds of court cases. So that's not what court's like for you, because not you, Landry, but folks in chat who step into court, don't know how to talk, don't know how to move a court, hem and haw, they're not going to respect you. They're not going to give you your way. They're going to think you're playing games with them. When you come in with a passion and a care and a zest for life and the law, they start to respect you because they see, oh, this one's not like the others. You have to set yourself apart in any venue from the rabble.
It's not your daddy.
Court when you're generating power, value, and respect.
They're not happy. They're not impressed. They're not proud of your development. They don't like that you're doing your homework every night before bed. That's just not how it is.
Again, I can go on YouTube right now and pull up half a dozen cases where the administrator came down off the bench and shook the hands of the man who would have been called a crazy sovereign citizen and told him, thank you for what you do, even if it's off the record and or on the record, saying, you know what, we're going to move for dismissal because this man knows what he's talking about, knows what he wants, and he's going to get it. Stop projecting your shitty, low level, low energy, low inspiration experience onto everyone else.
Bullshit.
You're in denial, and you're an unrepentant hater of mine and what I do. You're pathetic.
I actually kind of miss you. I'm glad you're back around, Paul.
I know you do, because I'm your daddy, like so many others here. I'm your online fucking daddy, and we all know it. So cut the games.
Yeah, just let him have it. It'll be a big thing.
Dude, you're the one who yelled, why am I free? I have 6 cases in 5 years, all dismissed. Like it or lump it. Shove it up your ass, but you're not going to change. Like it or lump it, you're not going to change my experience and the record and many others with your lies.
Your experience. I'm not trying to change yours. I'm trying
you want to deny it, and you want to poison the well for everyone else because you are a miserable person who wants company in your misery and disempowerment.
Well, then what if that's not it? What is the purpose, Dusty?
What's the purpose? Paul's up here projecting his experience onto people, giving them bad information. He's sending
his experience.
His experience.
Right. I'm not projecting my experience onto everyone else. I'm telling my experience and many others' experience because it happened.
Because you want to tell them how to move.
No. I've not guaranteed anyone here that they will get the here. Let me give the proviso. Thank you, Mr. Dusty, my legal counsel. Let me give the proviso. Your results may vary. Don't try this at home, kids, unless you're prepared.
Sure my results are better than yours, Paul. I'm pretty sure I've done more to not comply.
There it is.
How many years?
Thank you for revealing yourself. It's all a non-petition with you constantly, where you're better than me at everything. You know more about the law in court. We're never going to see the results or proof of that, and we don't hear it coming from your windpipe. So we're going to doubt that, but that's okay. If you like to say that and it makes you feel good, God bless you.
Okay. I don't even think that sentence made sense, but anyways. So what if, okay, let me back it up, Paul. I was mistaken. I thought you were here giving advice and trying to connect people.
No, how could I give advice for other people to walk into court and do what I do who don't do what I do and do it as consistently as I do? I live and breathe and sneeze legal lawful when I'm not on here. And even when I am on here a good portion of the time, how could I give advice to someone else who doesn't live that way? I'm just telling you what's potentially available. You have to do the work.
Able to give great advice. Like impeccable.
You have to know, because there's nothing that can substitute for conviction and spirit. If you walk into court, with all the knowledge, but you don't have the spirit of conviction, they will not move the court the same way as they will for someone who does. That could be dating with a woman. That could be going to a job interview. We're talking over me again. Okay, so this is going to descend into a tard fest, as it always does, because we're assembling a megatard.
Here, there is something to be said, though, about it. If we're finding successes, then we should be able to break it down and try to communicate what it is that is working, right?
It should be so simple.
Ideally, but it's not, unfortunately. That's what I thought too, Landry. I thought when I had my awakening, my consciousness shifted and I felt this transformation. I thought, shit, this should be simple. I just got to explain to people what happened to me. It's not simple, dude.
It's not simple because you're confronted with people who have a vested interest in denying your experience and trying to prove you wrong and themselves right and do some kind of fake ass competition that doesn't exist. The facts and the record don't change. I have a phone book full of people who walked in with wavering conviction to some extent, used the information and got results. You can't overwrite that experience. Doesn't matter what you say and what you do.
We need to make some things clear. I don't care about your experience. I'm not addressing what you experienced. Can't do that if I wanted to.
Great. And we don't have a problem. We don't have an issue. You also can't address everyone else's experience around me who's gotten results and dismissals over and over again. You cannot say or do anything about it, so you may as well accept it. You can speculate on why it happened because you're a hater, but you can't change that it exists.
Probably a snitch, but because I understand how the legal system works. You can't walk in there with feelings in your heart and think that the judge is going to give a fuck about you. You need to have money and a lawyer, ideally. It's a power game. It's not your family. They're not proud of you. We're so proud of you, Paul.
Again, that may be your experience, but that's not mine and others. And we're all on record 1,000 ways to Sunday with what the courts have shown and what elements of the court have said and all the rest of it, dude.
Brief synopsis?
I've gone over this on my channel for years. I have handfuls of cops who've quit their jobs. I have handfuls of cops who cried in front of me because they had to admit to themselves they signed up to do one thing and over. You're talking over me again because you don't want the experience to be real and on record. You are an inglorious, unrepentant hater.
Please.
He asked for my experience and testimony. Just because you don't like it or want it to be on record doesn't mean it's proper. This is why you suck and lose at court. I bet anything on it.
Paul, please. I mean,
how dare you?
How are we supposed to believe that you can communicate in court?
Please. Trust his testimony. Okay.
Because you don't even need to see my record, which I've posted, at least the last case and at least one or two others. You can go to all the people around me who've gotten the results. Proof of me being able to do what I do is teaching others to be able to do it.
I went to all the people around you. I did that, and they all said you're full of shit.
No, hold on, Full State. I'm not full of shit. I got mine. Like, I got my testimony, right? I got rated almost 2 years ago, right? Hold on.
Mitchell has 5 dismissals or more. Julian has 1 or 2 dismissals or more. I have Clayton, who I live with, has 1 or 2 dismissals or more.
I have dismissals. Everyone has dismissals.
So what's your point?
Here, I do want to jump in here because something is standing out. Landry, the question you're asking, why isn't Paul's, explaining it? He has been. He's been explaining
I get that, but it seems to be vague.
Right. it's vague to those who haven't spent the time to consider what's actually being said.
Why do you think
And that is an individual journey.
So Carl Lentz, who's well known in the legal lawful community, literally is like a top guy who comes to my channel regularly. You're going to deny his 200 presentments at court?
Yeah, I don't know Carl Lentz. I don't
200.
Yeah, he's had somewhere like 200 presentments at court, not only with himself, but at acting as counsel or next friend to other folks who are presenting at court. With more results than you can shake a stick at. So is it all a lie? Is it all false? Are we all lying? Are we all grifting like you?
Carl Lentz is an
breathing.
American
Yeah,
podcaster.
Slow State, shut your fucking mouth for a moment. My God, I've been trying to talk for a moment. Goodness
no,
gracious.
Slow State. Once again, your horrible discernment has led you to repeat something without doing the proper research. Carl Lentz with a C is a pastor. That's not.
So I do I've been trying to butt in here for a moment. Like I have several court presentations myself where I've left the courtroom. He died. This was his final words to me. Thank you for being a gentleman. We disagreed. I was probably created a crazy legal document, a motion to dismiss, all sorts of the ways, all kinds of wrong things I did. However, even though we disagreed, like he's found me guilty on the facts, but he said he took my thing under advisement. He said, thank you for being a gentleman. He died before any judgment was ever rendered. And that case eventually got dismissed years down the road because he never completed the sentencing or whatever. There's been a few occasions like that I've personally had. So it's not, even if you sound like an idiot sometimes, or you don't know what you're doing, but you stand for something because you believe in it. If you're convicted in your heart, they can't convict you.
Right. One of the maxims of law, I went over it the other day, is he who does not undertake an act without guilty intent cannot be convicted as guilty. That means if you don't believe you were guilty when you did something, then they can't actually, legally, technically convict you. I'm not saying they don't do it all day, every day. I'm just saying most people don't stand on that and approach it that way.
We've moved out of law and into faith or spirituality. Or
no, I just said a legal maxim. Do you know what a maxim of law is?
So you're telling me that they need my permission to convict me of something. That's what you're saying.
To an extent, yes. They need you to sign the paperwork, contract, say you understand, and come in with a guilty mind and heart in order to legally convict you. Yes. That's a maxim of law.
The Declaration of Independence says the government derives its just powers from the consent of the governed. Flow State.
Right.
It's like
we've been over this ad nauseum for 5 fucking years.
Underlying the government.
So it's why people go in with insanity pleas. It's why people go in with insanity pleas and get dismissals, because they're not in a mind to be convicted. They didn't believe they did wrong whenever they committed the act. Even sometimes heinous acts have to be dismissed because the creator or the engager in that act was not in a guilty state when they did the act. That is a maxim of law. It's not sovereign citizen mumbo jumbo.
If only all the defendants.
Thank you, Jack, for tolerating us.
Yeah, I agree. And Jack, check out your text messages. You might get a kick out of that.
Yep. But I got something to say to you real quick. If they came 2 years ago to me, right? They raided my house. I had made sure I had no ID, nothing, no credit cards, nothing. Yeah. So what happened is they couldn't even put the warrant in my name. So when I went to jail for 6 hours, they asked me to sign something. I said, I'm not signing anything. They let me go for a year. They kept it going. And I told you, I'll tell you about it one day. And at the end, it finally closed. It's not even in the system. They couldn't even do anything. Nothing. Zero.
I understand that. Right. Yeah. Well, I've had
the reason that the administrator, if I had to speculate, the reason the administrator told the truther cop he's guilty based on the facts is him indirectly admitting that he's not guilty as a man in the dual jurisdiction. I have that on record with Colorado courts that there is a dual jurisdiction. You can be found guilty on the legal side and still walk out of court and never pay anything or be convicted on the common law side. Right?
Generally, if you snitch.
Well,
again, so I'm going to end it there because Slow State wants to keep you can laugh all you want, Jack, at him bearing false witness against his fellow man. This is why he loses a court because he's dishonorable and bad faith. He keeps putting forth this presentment that I'm snitching on people to get out of court. That is bad faith and dishonorable. And you can keep repeating it, but it only reflects poorly on you and your reputation. Does not change who and what I am and what I've done and not done. I can honestly say I've never ratted on anybody. I was facing time for burglary, man, and assault with deadly weapon and all types of shit 15 years ago or more.
I didn't think you did, but when you talk like this, it sounds like you did. I just the defensiveness, man. It's like it's over with.
No,
like
I'm correcting the record once again that I have faced charges where I was facing years in jail with accomplices, and I've never ratted. And I can go call those people up to come on the panel. You think I'm going to start ratting for traffic infractions?
You will agree with me. Hold on. You will agree with me. I didn't say Paul snitched. I said generally, right?
You've said it to me directly. What is now you're playing power games.
Yeah,
the
you're implying.
The intonation is
do you
the same
disagree
thing you said directly to me many times. This is why you came up here to create chaos and go after me like you always do. I know it's me, right, Jack?
Well,
right. We'll let him say that I'm snitching and others are snitching to get out of court cases so he can bear false witness.
Jack,
and
I have a question for Paul.
faith,
Whenever you can calm him down, please.
You indulge him in his power games while he's claiming everyone else is playing power games. I know. Laugh and giggle at it now too. Duping delight, right?
We can get along. I know we can do it.
How about you ask other people who come to the panel to stop repeating narratives they've said for 3 to 5 years about me ratting on other people because it's bad faith and dishonorable? How about you do that as the proper host?
How about seriously?
Soon I'm going to give Slow State and the others what they want. They came up to take over and to push me out, and I will voluntarily leave, and then you can pick up the pieces with the rest of them and do another power job. That's fine with me.
At this point, please, I'd like you to consider, is this helping me? Not as much.
There was an excellent conversation being hosted here for a bit, Jack. So I do like see how this it started off great, but we got off in the weeds somehow. That's all.
Not somehow. Don't play dumb. It always is that between me and Jack and others, maybe one other guest, and then he brings up 3 other people, and people want to hate why.
Jack. Don't get mad at him for being you.
It's not a mystery how this happens. It's the same fucking pattern every time.
Yes, please pause. Truther Cop, please be mindful of your interruptions. It is so friggin' aggravating for me. There's something that needs to be brought into this equation. The things that I'm pointing out, right? Because Paul, we agree on so much about the principles, rights, and freedom, but we see things in a different way. And I guess the solution. Man has created all of these contracts, right? And I've been thinking about this in America, the American dream. Everyone is so caught up in legalese, right? It's all contracts and trusts, and if the rules aren't enforced, then there's punishments, right? And fines. And we live in a world where you got to pay to play. And this is bullshit. God created this game of life for us. We don't have to pay to play in this land unless we comply, right?
To be clear, I didn't say that. Slow State said that. So I didn't invoke money or legalese or anything else. He did.
I zoned out.
There's a lot of people who are doing that right now. They're just sleeping on concrete. I mean, they've exited the system.
Yeah.
It's not ideal, but I mean, but if they tried to be reintroduced into any sort of system, they couldn't do that either because there's so many layers to this shit that I wish it was so simple, but it's not. And just as far as behavioral, dynamics here go, I think that we all need to be more honest with ourselves. Like how much are we really contributing to having a goal of a positive outcome when we're just going to say this? Because if we're calling out someone else for the script, well, last 35 years, well, we're saying the same thing. How much do we really want resolution? And if we don't, that's fine. But I mean, this is not a private phone call. You know what I mean? Like, just make it clear your expectations when you come up here. Hey, I'm here with Jack. Everybody else suck my dick, fuck off. I'm in charge here. Or just don't be so, victim. Like, oh my God, I believe sincerely that there would be resolution. but so many parties don't want it. It's insane.
Yeah.
Peace is available.
It is. However, in this land where we've been conditioned to be divided, we've been normalized. I mean, parents have done it to their children's, communities have done it with each other. It's been I believe it's been unintentional, but mankind has corrupted mankind through enabling bad choices, right? Donald Trump is evidence. Donald Trump is evidence of America once again going with bad choices and then accepting the results of those bad choices as though they're helpless to do anything with it. But we're not helpless.
Is Donald Trump still like doing speeches and stuff like he used to? I don't know if I just don't keep up with it, or if it's not my algorithm, or if he's just like significantly slowed that down.
I know
He
he
used to be
just
doing a
gave
speech every day.
he gave some speech recently. I didn't bother tuning in because I really he's so filled with lies and deception. It's like it's insanity. And it saddens my heart that this is what America has become. I mean, when I was a young kid, I went into the military believing I was doing the right thing. I believed in America. I believed in the people back home, right? The frick is going on?
I don't know. We still got you. Also, speaking of insanity, if anybody's watching silver prices, it's pretty amazing.
Did they double
I know that
overnight?
you're not I mean, practically.
And it's going to steady go up for a while, guys. Yeah. It's a positive investment.
There's inflationary things. There's industrial uses of silver, and production is down. Like, this is whatever, not financial advice, but I am trying to find an issue with silver, and I can't find one.
Oh, dude, wait, here's another cheaper investment for anyone. Pennies, dude. Grab as many pennies as you can and hold on. They're already worth twice as much as they cost. I'm not joking. That's not a joke, Jack.
The copper ones are.
Well, for all you finance geniuses out there, if you haven't noticed, we're in an everything bubble. So everything, including cucumbers, is going up right now. It's called a product of inflation and a failing monetary system.
And
Hello.
gas is still pretty cheap.
Hello, Frisco.
Everything bubble, like
gold, silver.
We're not in an everything
land,
bubble. Inflation
food,
happens all the time.
Everything's going up in value because the dollar is tanking in its
residential real
non-value.
estate is flipped. It's a buyer's market now, not a seller's.
Okay. See, he'll argue it. He'll make a fool of himself with anything. My father bought a $400,000 house. In 10 years, it went up to $750,000.
Your father, the court, or your father?
It's almost doubled. More trolling and denial and deflection and garbage, right? So a house has doubled in price in less than 10 years. Okay. I think I'm going to bow, Jack. It seems like we got some other folks here who want to be the center of attention and got a lot to say and want to deny what others are saying because they have a personal vendetta and issue. You know, part of peace being available is you have to drop your hate and your issues for other people on the panel that you keep wanting to interrupt and go after and deny, right? So a perfect example of that for me will be, I will defer to Wizard because Wizard claims he has 93 cases, I believe. Many of them, I believe, have gotten dismissed because he has an understanding. One thing I can't take away from him is he has an understanding of
93 stock accounts.
And I have my transcripts too.
Well.
And I have my transcripts too. You know, I keep
go.
my transcripts. You know, these are assets now when it comes to the real jurisdiction, which is the third jurisdiction. Yes, there's statutory. Yes, there's common law. But did you know there's ecclesiastical where they determine the libel or the declaration, which is the foundation of a positive claim or a negative claim?
I love you, Wizard. I feel my brain getting smoother. I appreciate
I think
everybody's an idiot except for you, right? You're the smartest guy in the room consistently, according to you.
No, we're not an idiot. I would say that you have a character issue more than an intelligence issue, Paul.
Right. Well, thank you for analyzing me when nobody asked, Mr. I'm in charge everywhere.
Well, I tend to have to agree.
You literally just asked me.
I tend to agree as well.
I sent him a subconscious message.
Again, the irony of other folks who are only known for lying, projecting, hating, and doing drama telling me I have a character issue is very rich, by the way.
Okay, then explain how I lied. And then when I question you
I'm not
about it, you said
talking
it
to
wasn't a
you and
physical
about you, Wizard. Let it go,
Oh
man.
yeah,
It's
dude,
been over a year and a half.
Wizard, that was
Just
absolute
let it
projection.
go.
You
Let your
claimed
issue
other
with me
people
That was
go.
crazy, Wizard.
I
Because
just tried
Jack,
to extend an olive
I
branch
think-
to you and defer to you
Jack,
when
I
it
wanna
comes to what's
extend an
true,
olive
what's
branch to
right, and the
Jack.
conversation.
The
Try to
first
let all
step
your issues
to
with me
world
go.
peace-
We're on Jack's panel. We were having a great conversation about rights and the law and activism. Try to stick to the fucking topic instead of everyone jumping on me because they saw me come out of the woodwork for the first time in 2 months.
No, that's not fair.
I'm trying to get to the first step of world peace whenever we can have that.
I wanted more of the topic.
While you project everybody else is lying. Let's make that clear.
I didn't say everyone else.
You did.
Anyone else hear me say that everyone else is lying? I was referring to slave state.
You made a vague assessment. I didn't know if you're talking about all of us or just
Well,
Wizard.
I guess all of you have guilty conscience then, and you have issues with me you can't let go of. I was addressing
That's
slave
projection right
state
there, my
because he's been the one going after me consistently for years now. Wizard, you've done the same for about a year.
On certain topics.
I'm willing to let it go if everyone else is willing to let it go. You folks are not willing to let it go, it seems. I didn't come here to
that's
talk
reverse.
to
That's
you
flip, dude.
people and about you people. I came here to talk about the
Yeah.
topics and what came up. What did it become again, as usual? Let's talk to and about Paulie Boy and his experience.
But let's talk about your ideas instead.
It is
dude.
embarrassing and draining and old.
No,
And I
what's
don't think
embarrassing is
Jack
that
really wants it
someone
here.
can
And I can see
genuinely
why he
ask to learn
wouldn't.
more. Somebody can want to learn more, which is what I came up to do.
Sure, and I was talking to you about my experience and others, was I not? Were we not having a great back and
I
forth,
didn't hear
Landry?
anything
When
new.
did you
I got
become
pushed
attached
back.
to the hip with Slow State and others? When did you become part of the Megatard?
I don't see that.
Are you
He
not
still
your
owes
own
me
person,
$9.50.
Landry?
I
Do
don't
you
know
not
what
have
you're
your own
talking
experience? Were we not having a great back and forth? You're laughing now because we're doing the duping delight because we're doing
I
collectivist
can still
power
have
games.
that conversation,
That's fine.
dude. That's what I'm saying. I see an unwillingness from you based off of past issues with him. It goes both ways. I think he came in and he triggers you. He could just come in here and kiss your ass for an hour. You'd still be triggered because subconsciously.
Why does he have to address me and deny my experience and call me a snitch at all? Why does that have to continue? Why is that promoted? Why is that? Why do you want
Believe me,
that?
dude. Where were you when I had my flow state beef, man? I would have been singing Paul's praises back
Again,
then.
we're here today in the now. I was only talking legal and lawful and activism and procedure, and the usual suspects had to come up to deflect away from that and make it about me and start sniping at me and picking at me and going back and forth because they don't want a conversation about certain valuable, inspiring things. They
So how
want
do we
drama,
move it
gossip,
forward?
and controversy. That's all
How
they're
do we move the
known for.
conversation forward then?
Right. That's a great question.
Very simple. It's interesting you would ask if you really want to know. It's very simple. Stop sniping at me, picking at me, denying my reality and my experience just for the sake of it because you have a stick up your ass for me. Simple.
Deal. Let's do that.
All right. Thank God.
Right.
Amen.
I mean, we can work together to find ways to communicate without, feeling like we're attacking each other or without attacking each other.
Exactly.
And that's a two-way street, Paul. So when you want to rebut somebody, you don't do it by making accusations, and you don't do it by making general accusations. If you meant to people go to flow, then you.
Hold on.
Please
we're there.
pause.
I think we're there. You're not
Yeah.
wrong. I think that we're there.
Yes, I
Just a moment.
agree. I agree.
Hey,
And
can we talk about?
I attribute Moose's peaceful presence, honestly, for me.
Is he here?
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, I'm here. You guys were all arguing and stuff, and I genuinely wanted to say hi to Paul, hi to Jack and stuff, and so I just said, fuck it. I'll just stay here and be quiet.
I just said, I want to say hi, so I came up and didn't say hi.
No, but you know what? That's actually pretty beautiful. And whether it was a perfect segue and redirect as well. Moose, thank you. Thank you for bringing the calm and silent energy that I really love about you. And
Praise God, man. Every once in a while, I can do it.
Beautiful. Jack, I have a question for Wizard and Full State. Here's the question. Let's just say you never applied for a license ever. And say you're 35 years old, you got stopped for road rage, speeding, whatever. Could the cop, you think, in your perspective, your knowledge, could he give you a ticket or not?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What
Absolutely.
I do,
Okay.
what I do with the ticket is a different story. So when you told him that you're not going to give him the legal name, you're going to give him the family name and the given name, and he's not to convert it to a legal use, you turned around and posed that you had to go to court because they used it legally.
Yeah, I was just speaking about that. I have my friend that never ever applied for a license. He got stopped for three things: road rage, speeding, all kind of stuff. They couldn't give him any ticket.
Legally, nobody's allowed to speak on this panel when the lights are on. So, Jack, do you want the first step to world peace or what, dude? That's why you booted me. I said, here's the first step to world peace, and you booted me backstage. What the fuck, Jack?
Truth or cop,
What the
people aren't
fuck?
ready for it. People aren't ready for it. You're a man ahead of your time. The peace is too much.
The first step to world peace, Jack, is to establish order in this fucking panelverse. And if you can't do that, we ain't doing shit in fucking Israel or overseas anywhere. Get to America. What can we even get this panelverse in order?
Yes,
the order's
thank you.
in the disorder.
Yes, but to answer Wizard, my friend was not given a ticket at all. They told me they couldn't give him a ticket. The only ticket he got was for road rage because it came under loss, injury, and harm. They could not give him a ticket.
So that's their own choice and discernment. And again, Paul is absolutely correct on that as well. It goes to individual cases. I may go out, even though I've not had any cases for 10 years now, I may still go out tomorrow and catch another case somehow. Not because of me, but because of them. Again, them misapplying it is not going to change until we, the people, learn how to change it ourselves. That's the inherent problem. We issue it because we go out and have these road rages instead of being stand-up men. So something does come as a consequence for that.
Yes,
Even in natural law.
No, I agree with it. What I'm trying to say here is because he never signed that contract ever, never applied for a license, and he was 35, they told him, we can't give you a ticket for the other ones, only for the road rage because it caused loss, injury, and harm.
Well, fuck.
Great.
That's convinced me.
I mean, okay. This I never used in my past. I didn't see any problem with licensing my vehicle, paying the registration. I complained about the cost of the tabs and went along with all of it. I didn't see a problem with paying the taxes. I had faith that people were doing their jobs the way that they should be in government and elsewhere. And guess what? People don't. You leave it to people and they're evil, they're crooked, they're manipulative. So I get a lot of the negative opinions that people have. But guys, we're the good ones. If you can believe that. Holy shit. Can you believe that? Yeah, we're the good ones.
We're a Narcotics Anonymous group.
We are. We are that. But if we are the good ones, then that means we're here to win. We're not here just to survive or to get by. God is using a lot of us, and we are using ourselves. Paul is, right? He's got his principles. He stands on them. Many others are doing the same thing, creating the evidence and kind of setting the foundation, laying the groundwork for others to follow along with, to get inspired by. I suggest anything that is nonviolent. It's for us to use. And this world we've got right now, the injustice that we've become so accustomed to, the economic disparity between a billionaire and one of us, that's a disease. That's a sickness, man. Right? Because too many of us have to make these choices. Do I pay for food? Do I pay for, repairs? Do I pay for what? We're paying to live, and we're not free as long as we're trapped in this earn and spend cycle.
That's why we need to buy silver and elevate ourselves out of the rat race.
Let's rewrite the rules.
I'm gonna buy you an ounce of silver right now, and I'll give it to you in a month.
Okay, so just two things
That's
real
awesome,
quick.
dude.
I wouldn't advise you tell people to buy any asset at an all-time high. That's probably the worst advice you could give anybody. You're supposed to buy low and sell high. With that said, I just want to be equitable about the record, Jack. I have principles and values and an understanding, and I stand on it.
Respond to that.
Yes, you'll get a chance to respond to that. I have certain values and principles and practices that I believe in that have worked, that I've stood on. I've also wavered on them at times, and I've been clear and honest about that, especially when my health has been in question, because I have not felt as empowered and inspired to move forward and deal with the consequences as they may be. So I just want to be, completely honest about that and not try to build myself up or what I do beyond what it actually is.
I respect that. I understand. Dusty, you had something you wanted to.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that statement. Buying an asset at an all-time high is not generally a good deal, but this is different because, like you said earlier, inflation's not going to stop. It's actually accelerating. Industrial use is bigger than it's ever been, and it's just skyrocketing,
it's jacking it up, and it will continue to rise for a while.
And there's a lot of companies out here that sold solar panels on 20, 30-year arms. They have a legal obligation to provide that solar energy. So it doesn't matter what happens to silver prices. They have to buy it.
Yeah, and that creates a deficit.
I understand that. I'm aware of that. What I would then say to you is, if that's your logic, and I get it because I tend to agree, you're still buying an asset at an all-time high. Look for secondary and third level opportunities of metals or other assets that are set to go on a run and go up, and follow the trend of gold and silver. This way you get in early on something that is going to move next, right?
Or related industries, right? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
like mining,
I think palladium would be one, maybe copper. There's a ton of examples of different metals that are set to run as time goes on and follow the pattern of gold and silver while also not being at an all-time high.
Aluminum, one of them. Same thing. It's a deficit for a continued raising supply demand of aluminum itself. Same thing with silver.
Yeah, they're shooting it in our skies, man. These fucking metals and stuff. See, this is what we don't need money. We don't. We need resources, education, and community.
See this, Jack? This is your one share of SIVR. Ask me for it in a month. I'm starting your college fund.
All right.
Wow, dude, that's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. See, I knew I'd find people willing to invest in me.
Also, with this setup, I get all the clout now of having donated it, but it's still dependent on you to remind me.
All right. I'll figure something out.
I would say one of the better investments as well is land, because they're never going to make more of it. It's always going to be a finite amount, and they're buying it up just like everything else. And the land can be used to not only as an asset to generate value year over year with inflation, but also be used for things like storage and other ways to, double and triple that value coming in a passive sense. So that's what we're working on now, is using the land that we got for certain private interactions to generate value.
1000%. That's a lot bigger. You need a bigger chunk of change to get involved in that than silver, though. I think one of the best businesses would be to have storage units, just like outdoor storage units. It's all the benefits of owning apartments, but none of the issues of having tenants. Fewer of each.
That and car garages and automobiles. I don't know. There's a lot there.
But you still need overhead, right? Then you got to construct everything. If you just take bare land like out in the desert and offer people $200-300 a month to bring a trailer, a car, a truck, and park it there, it's almost zero overhead, right?
Yep. Yeah, but there's not a lot of overhead if you just do concrete slabs and sheet metal buildings. I mean, you're not wrong, but
yeah, those are both good. That's a great idea because it's ideal to like keep it as simple as possible and not even have to build anything if you can. But if you're already doing a certain thing and that's the way your life goes, then that's just what you do.
The last storage unit I rented, the entire opening process took about 15 minutes over text messages. Never talked to the guy. He texted me a form, filled it out, texted back. Just seems simple.
Those are not my path.
Yeah, no, you're not into that. But that's what you got people like me for. People like Jaw, he's going to give you the good energy. I'm going to try to bring some.
Right, Jack. You do need some people considering these angles around you, man. You need it. It's true.
I know. I've been inspired by many. And if any are looking, I mean, I didn't keep close track of them myself, but I did. I discovered a whole bunch of communities where people have land. You know, they're set up. They just want others to join in a lifestyle that's a little separate from the rest. You know, creating that self-sustaining community. Found them within the U.S., found them outside of the U.S. I considered a lot of different things. Hey, my goal is sincerely, I want to be a part of something here in Washington, D.C., and I'd love to be a part of something here in Washington, D.C. before the end of 2025, if we can.
Dude, for sure. That's easy.
Well, if I can be a part of something big here in DC, then yeah, I'll travel to.
Well, first, Jack, you're already Jack Talcott. You are big. Like that's it. You don't need. You are the something big that comes to Washington D.C. wherever you go. So, like a relevant point, to be honest. Sorry.
They haven't realized it yet, though. That's the downside. I know it, but folks in DC, they don't know it yet.
The egos on this panel combined is phenomenal if you think about it.
I got my ego generator plugged into my van right now, charging the battery, dude. Like in reality.
What do you need that for? But Jack is the generator. He wants.
Jack is the ego generator, dude.
In wars.
Yes, I want to share peace. That's what it is. I found it. I found it so much that I want to share it with the whole world. Because I'm confident peace is the purpose. These goals, these ideas that I talk about. I know it's easy to argue away, but it's also easy to show it's in line with prophecy.
It's such a simple, like, dude, Jack, what you're saying is like, it would be like end all wars maybe happens for 15 minutes, and this is Jack's 15 minutes of fame, right? It's possible that Jack Talcott ends all wars for 15 minutes at the very least. Like that, how challenge? We can't just let it happen for 15 minutes, guys.
Bro, we're there, and we're confused about what to do with ourselves.
I see.
Damn,
that.
nice, Flo. Nice.
Damn. All right, so thank you for the generosity, and you bought yourself another share of silver today.
I'm just keeping this one.
I was going to say, is that the cost? Is that the price today?
Yeah, that's what I put in his college account, and I liquidated it now, and he's just. Wow. Your mom and I are stressed about you, Jack.
And I wouldn't doubt if it goes over 100, maybe as far as 125.
Well, Thank you, sincerely, dude. This.
Oh, and tomorrow night on the stream, we're gonna have 6 drawings, up to $600 giveaway. By the way, so
nice, dude.
See, this is why Paul's here, because he has to tear us all apart constantly by tearing himself apart, but making himself the best thing ever. This is why we need his perspective, because he is like the ego destroyer with like I don't know, man. He's Jack's the ego generator, and Paul's like the ego destroyer. It's pretty cool. It's necessary.
We trigger egos. We I don't know, affect them, maybe something.
I think oftentimes that what I put forth, and I make it so easy for the confusion to happen because I'm a mischievous being to an extent. I have that aspect of me, as does Wizard and Slow State and probably Jack Talcott and everyone else here. I don't make myself the best thing ever. I make what's in us the best thing ever, and I try to bring that forth as a forum of inspiration and empowerment. That is not me. That is just another aspect of self, if I let it be, if that makes sense. So the truth, the spirit, the God that works within us, what it can do for us and with us, that's the best thing ever. Without that, I'm just another guy who's losing and failing and don't know who and what I am and what the fuck I'm doing here. So, yeah. And that's evident in what's gone on with me the last couple years or so, right? The way that I've treated my body and how I've acted in certain ways and how I've let myself go into decline because I didn't do what the spirit told me I needed to do. So therefore I had to suffer the wages and the detriment of my lack of discernment.
We make our lives difficult for ourselves until we learn the lessons that make us stronger, wiser. I see a lot of us. There's a lot of us who have found our ways into this public Zoom call, NA meeting, whatever it is that we have. There's a lot of people who are growing, and we are growing together. And I truly do believe that we are children of God. And we were born into a world that it was confused. People were convinced to do things they shouldn't have to do. Like,
why did God make snafu though?
He's a test and a blessing. At some point, I'm hoping to discover the blessing.
A testing, right? It's like a testing. Like,
I bet that if we were freezing in the tundra and we cut him open like one of those things in Star Wars, he would keep us warm. That's probably.
I bet he would, at least for a little while.
Dude, he would give anything he had to do something. That's for sure.
You know what? He would. He would give everything he had to do something.
That meant everything and nothing. That was the most vapid sentence I've ever heard.
But he's much like us. We would give everything for something, to do something.
Just kind of like that Meatloaf song.
Yeah.
But I won't
But
do that.
Do that.
Thank you, agnostic know-it-all.
See, and with snafu, I know how I sound, and it kind of ties to our earlier conversation of my patterns of insanity, but I can imagine snafu actually becoming an incredible testimony of transformation. He could be like
that example that parents pointed to their kids, like, you don't want to end up like that. He's
already worked with Alex Jones and shit, dude. You don't even understand what he's told Alex Jones and those people.
I'm not a real
hold on,
journalist.
Flow State, hold on. His words came out as ghost written, like they were ghost written for Alex Jones by Snafu. You don't know, like the way he's got something there. Yeah, the frog man, dude.
Frogs.
Yeah. It's the turning the frogs gay, and I always talk about he's like sounds like a toad now, dude.
Really, I think all amphibians are gay. They're like gay reptiles.
That might be. They're all like they
checks
can, like,
out. Think
switch.
about it.
It's weird.
there's a cold-blooded part that, never mind. You guys are getting me distracted. Snafu, though. He is a, he could become like an incredible testimony. He's the before picture, right? Lots of evidence of his before, and it's what you said. Yeah, don't be like that. But what if he's just been that way because he's been waiting for the right time to learn things?
He just needs a queer eye to
He
make him
needs a
over.
hug. He needs a hug. His inner child is seeking.
I would give him a
like
hug.
Tommy's is. I know.
I won't give him $1,300 to buy a clutch, but
I know.
But you know what? God bless the guy. He's not the first person, not the only person, but the first one I think that I can recall meeting who is so devoted to what he's doing that while asking me to replace his clutch, he would not stop talking shit.
Isn't it? Is it fascinating? It really is fascinating, and it can be infuriating seeing the contradictions and the hypocrisy.
Well, speaking of contradictions and hypocrisy, I wanted to say, Flow State, if you ever pull some shit on that like me, you said you're going to send me an ounce of silver, but you send me $70 through YouTube instead, go fuck yourself.
But why would I ever send you money? You stole my painting.
Oh, I'm making it all back and more, baby. Don't you worry.
I think everyone made profit off that except for OTW, honestly. Jack, you should sell some art.
His future paintings will be worth much more because of what I'm about to pull off, so don't you worry about that.
I was not worried.
Good.
I have complete and utter faith in you.
How about you try to catch his next drop instead of talking shit?
What drop?
Before I send my next paint, I might send you a painting, Flow State. Do you understand?
I have a PO box now. Do you want it?
All right, I might have to stand on my offer there. Do something with that. I'll see.
Look, I got spots on the wall behind me. Over here in between Limp Bizkit and the Drama Llama. I need an original Truther Cop.
All right. I'll consider that offer.
Sorry, I just remembered some stuff, man.
We're just gonna, Jack. We just don't know what to do if we're not fighting. So,
what do you? That's
peace is stupid.
Huh?
Peace is stupid.
No, it really, really isn't.
Peace is for people who can't fight good.
Peace is for people who are wise enough to see see and avoid the destruction of conflicts.
Sounds like some weak shit to me.
That's what I used to think. I agree. I used to think that way, but then my eyes opened and I realized how much better I feel when I'm not bitching about someone I don't like. Feels great. I don't have to bitch about people as much.
Amazing.
Yeah. I got just love in my being. But yeah, actually, I saw the time too. This has been a long stream for me. I was thinking back to the beginning. Didn't we start with Illumitami here too?
Yes, and Paul came. Yeah.
Tommy needs some Christmas
for like
cheer.
3 hours. No, it's not even 3 hours yet. Wow, it's been a while since I've came up, and you already. When I came up, it was 2 hours in.
This has been a. I'm going to call this a success. I didn't get the guaranteed of the silver future, but I got a heck of a donation today. Thank you, Powder Dusty. Appreciate that.
Now, if somebody in the chat would match me, that'd be cool. But I guess nobody has that Christmas spirit or cheer.
If somebody, come on, guys, somebody's got to do something.
I'm sorry, you're right. I meant Arpol. If Arpol would step up, then
I'm not worried about no.
Our
See,
poll, prove to Jack you love him by giving him $1,000 right now.
I'm looking for whale investors. I am angel investors or the whales who want to really contribute, make a difference. Because anything is possible. Why not? I believe we can. Hey, Chris, welcome to you. You've been here for a while. You're welcome to jump in if you got anything, man. You're muted up though.
And I got a question about that bong. Is that the same bong you've had for a long ass time?
No, I try to change it in and out. I try to change it in and out. But just want to say hi and good job holding your tongue and everything tonight, Jack. I usually talk shit to you, but it was a good job tonight. And everybody up there.
Hey, much love,
Good to
Rasta.
see, man. We've always been arguing for some reason, but whatever, man.
Yeah,
I don't know if you ever want to address it one day, whatever. But
No, and then I opened a jaw healing, a walk-in. So if you all ever want to just have like a live YouTube, you're more than welcome. I'll pay you guys or figure out something where you guys could come use our environment, set you guys up YouTube. Just if you're in California or wherever I have the places open. I have also property if Northern Nevada, if people are looking or if they're homeless and they want to kind of just step it up and help others. I don't want it to be left as trash, but if people need some stuff off the grid, feel free to reach out as well.
What is a jaw healing session?
So pretty much we just had some healing centers so we just made it to the Supreme Court. First, in its time for cannabis, there's been other sacrament Supreme Court, but you could clearly see my attorneys talked to Donald Trump's attorneys. I don't really believe in that, but my attorneys talked to Donald Trump's First Amendment attorneys. On my court day, it's all documented. The day I was going to court, they talked to Donald Trump's attorneys, and that's when I don't really like I don't really like the system and I'm not in all that, but since I got caught up in it, it's really cool to be part of the movement of where they just signed something where cannabis is pretty much nothing. It comes from the earth, so it shouldn't even be on the
don't
state.
diminish it too much. So, like, I would love to see those documents, man.
It's court.
Awesome.
It's all public record. Yeah, I put on my Facebook. It's all court record. It's all documented. So it's all public record. And I put on my
Good.
Facebook I just
All
put on
right.
my Facebook. Yep.
See,
Do you have an email or something?
I could leave my phone number in the back. I'm not afraid to do that stuff, or my Facebook or anything like that. But I look forward to helping build congregations. We're here for a time, really fast, just traveling, passing through. A lot of us get carried away, like we're so attached to this earth, like we're gonna be here forever. We're not, man. And if the same person we flip off could be the same person we pull up next to at a light, or wherever, So it takes a lot of soul searching and wanting to learn. And I went to prison on level 3 for cannabis and mushrooms. I post all that on public record as well. It's all public record. And so I put in a $290 million invoice as a state national or as an American. I corrected my political status. And so our attorney put it actually in. So it's going through the Supreme Court right now for 290 mil. I've been homeless, living in and on friends' couch, just going really through it. But just knowing that there's bigger things out there. And, as much as I want to talk shit to Jack sometimes, he really holds his peace and he just keeps up here no matter how much he takes. And that's encouraging, so.
appreciate that, man. And good for you.
We all enjoy talking shit to Jack.
it is something. Chris, there's something. I know I allow my mind to go pretty wild, but there's a unique happening. All of us are a part of this unique gathering that's online. We're a bunch of radicals. We're a little bit different than a lot of others. I think God is using us, right? The path you're on, Chris, you're standing on what you're doing. You know, you're clearly committed to what you are living. Same with Paul, same with me, right? We're a part of something bigger. And I think it's going to be pretty damn exciting.
Well, you ever want to come
so Wizard, I can see you and you can see me down in chat. So I don't know why you're saying that we can't see each other and that you're blocked. I didn't want to speak on the panel because I didn't just want to butt in with whatever else is going on. I didn't think that it took precedence. But
neither did I. Somebody else did. Just to make that clear.
Well,
right. So
well,
you can't
you
see
clearly
Patriot Hub
respected
911
Wizard
in
off the
chat.
bat.
Why do you
for
keep talking
the
over me
93K.
every time I go to talk? Why?
Please, yes.
I'm not trying to, Paul.
So I have Patriot Hub 911 in chat. I don't know if you're aware or not. That's me. I have no problem addressing you on panel. It wasn't a sort of power move kind of thing. So I was basically saying that I would like to bury the hatchet with you and whoever else is willing to kind of leave the negative energy behind. It's kind of the harvest season, right? I mean, who knows where it goes, but in the moment, in the now, as is said here, I'd like to just leave all the negative, toxic shit behind and move forward, whatever that looks like for you, regardless of how it looks for me.
Well, coincidentally, I wanted to kind of butt in myself earlier when Moose was up because I had the same intent. I heard you say that conflicts are in the past, and I just want to hold you to it. If that's so, then maybe we could talk sometime, you know, because that's what it is for me. I said I was done with your platform, and I meant it. You want to talk, we can talk, but evidently it's not on your platform or my platform.
I'll host it. If y'all choose that.
Can we? Well, can you screen share it through like Share Wizard's platform?
It doesn't even have to be that. That makes it sound like there's conflict that needs to be debated. If the conflict was in the past, I'll hold you to it.
And I'll definitely like to watch that. That's pretty cool.
Well, I do believe it's it takes.
You're watching it.
It takes someone to start it and someone to offer it. So thank you, Paul, for being the what looked like the first, you know, offering it out. And you know, we have developed a few years behind us here, right? We've been associating with each other for quite a while. If we can improve how we deal with each other.
Well, you know, to Paul's aspect, friendships are in fact a long game. Just saying.
Okay. You guys are tough to be friends with, though.
Wait, well, welcome to the internet, Jack. Yeah, this is the best we got to offer.
Yeah, again, I mean, it's like it doesn't have to be one way or the other. We don't have to be bosom buddies in order to agree that it just doesn't benefit any of us, our health, you know, our perspective, our way of living, to hold on to sort of negative perspectives and energies and just loop them ad infinitum, right? Like, where does it go? At a certain point, you got to get off, right? So, yeah, I mean, it's not some kind of, you know, benevolent great thing that I'm doing. If nothing else, it's selfish, right? You just consider it a selfish act if you want to. I don't want to be part of fighting and arguing and negative energy and back and forth as much as possible. Doesn't mean I won't maybe do it again or lapse into it. I'm just saying I'm setting an intention and attempting to hold myself to that. And I'm offering that to anyone else who wants to practice that if they see value in it, which of course doesn't have to come from me, right? I mean, that's an individual sort of decision.
Sounds like it's open to everybody. Everybody who's willing to try.
I'll accept that offer, Paul, anytime. I'm always happy to look forward.
Let's be in the now flow. Flow with
Except
the now,
for Twister
dude.
Cop.
Except whatever, bitch. We'll go at it. I don't give a fuck. We've been at it ever since. Let's do it. I don't give a fuck.
And yeah, no, it's mostly just you.
We've loved dude. I don't know what the fuck it is. There's something about you. I'll go at you. Don't worry about it.
Right. So Cynthia's asking, does it apply to everyone? Right. It applies to anyone who takes that opportunity as I'm taking it, because I've had my health sort of challenged, and it's caused me to reflect, at many moments over the past year or two, and just make the decision for myself that as much as possible, I want to keep myself away from, the arguing, the fighting, the projections, all the shit that doesn't amount to resolution, fellowship, or even just challenging the truth, right? I have no problem with Taylor coming in and saying, listen, I have no reason to believe you and your record. What can you provide me to sway me, presuming that I want to change my mind? I either have that or I don't. And if I don't, well, then it just ends there, right? We don't have to get into the, you're a snitch, you're this, you're that, all the rest of it. I would prefer if we not engage in that activity, because it's just not good karma for any of us, as far as I see it.
Agree.
And I could take some responsibility. That has been the core of my question, I suppose, but it gets lost in the sauce. So I'm with you, Jack. This is the most peace I've ever seen in the panelverse.
We're getting there. We are getting there. I'm slow, but I'm persistent.
Praise God.
Like cancer.
Hey, whatever. I'll get this shit done. Hey, actually, I don't want to throw a wrench in it.
God will do it through us.
It's
if we allow.
It's time to start wrapping it up.
And we all saw what happened to Illumitami when he didn't get off the loop-de-loop fast enough. We don't want to.
All right, fellas, I'm jumping out. I'll see you guys.
Good talking to you.
Good to see you, Paul.
Greatly appreciated. Much love.
Later, brother.
Hey, Chris, great to see you as well, too. Blessings to you, brother.
You too, Jack. You are, I don't mean to use this term, but you're a freaking cockroach. I mean, damn, boy, you just keep, but that takes a lot, man. And the more you adjust to people, I think more people are, because we really like what you have to say. It's just, and it's hard because, you want to keep your wall up, of course, because people take our kindness for weakness. But then when we keep our wall up, people kind of take that kind of weird too. But fuck people, keep up the good work, and everybody out there, Powder Dusty, Wizard, all you guys out there, Truth or Cop, and everybody out there. This is some of the most peace I've seen on a panel verse, and that's
I
really
agree.
cool.
And it's the first time we ever spoke, Jaw Healing. I dropped my email backstage, and I see your phone number, and I may reach out through that, but I really like any docs, please.
Yeah, it's all public record. Anything I have is public record. My court date was actually held in the Supreme Court Friday due to my attorneys talking to Donald Trump's attorneys. It's just a big movement, and Jaw Healing will be able to open spaces to if you grow cannabis, if you want to talk, if you're a healer, if you like to do massages, if you it's just an avenue. I can't really tell you what it is for you because everyone has their own space. It's a sacred space for others to be able to hold their sacred and to open up for others to be able to. It's like for our kids as kids. And
do you guys offer medicinal methamphetamine yet? I've been looking for a place that
I have
Get
some
the prescription pharmaceutical.
Well,
they probably don't. I wouldn't suggest doing anything like that.
All right. Well, if you hear of a place that offers good,
Well, I hear he's got
Sacramento.
I hear he's got some good psilocybin.
You think? Yes. I was going to say, if he wants the prescription stuff, he could go to the pharmaceutical companies and get the meth. But I don't really partake in. I've never sold somebody something that I would never partake in, and I've never sold a hard drug. I'm almost 50 years old. I'm 49 in a couple months. So I don't sell hard drugs. But I do hold a sacred space for people that have PTSD. I actually have a 8-year veteran or 11-year, 8 years active, 3 years inactive. She's been with me for a couple years and seen it hands on. And it gets to be a battle out there. But, for some reason, it's like that Moses story when you're going through the desert and you feel like there's no one there. then I'll wakes up to all those women, you know, and water and food. So it's really don't say poor me. It's really never poor me. It's more like thank you. What else do you got for me? Whether it's good or bad. And that's just what I've experienced. And going on high dose mushrooms and natural things from the earth. That's why I came up with the Cannabis Templar, because I was a Freemason. I didn't like what they're teaching. I felt it was poison, toxic, told us where our money goes, what businesses can come in and come, you know, just weird shit. A lot of them sell like, you know, if you go to Circle K in California or somewhere, you can't get like menthols or anything like that. But if you go to the Freemasons smoke shops and liquor stores where I live, you're more than welcome to get anything. But if you and I do that, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms will come in and destroy everything. So it's kind of got me onto a path where if I have an avenue for others, then it's really for you guys to decide, not for me to decide. So I really hold this space that I was given from the Most High. And if I could create a space for you all, then that's really on for you all to open that door, but not for me, because everyone has their own journey.
So it's more like a holistic talent for across cultures as your healing centers. You can choose your own healing according to your culture holistically in
Yeah,
the natural sense.
I was deep Rasta since I was probably about 8, 9 years. I grew up in San Diego by the beach. A lot of my friends were married to Rastas, like Ika Mouse and stuff like that before he got deported. And you know, so we were all growing up in San Diego, and it just became a culture to me as a young man. And then I started growing into like Buddhism and other cultures because I was open faith. And as I was taught open faith, different faiths, it opened my mind to these sacraments that are awesome tools like DMT, mushrooms, cannabis, whether it's CBD, and stuff like even real nicotine. Real nicotine is actually good for us.
Can I interject here when we're done, Wizard?
Real quick, just 10 seconds. It's like they say in the NA programs, it's a choice of drugs. Here, it's a choice of holistic culture.
Right. And we have to build people well, you don't have to, we get to build people. This is what all these companies seek to do around the world. They want to build the people through the food that they get, through the resources, through the technology, through everything, their mind, everything. We get to build the people holistically through influencing the elements that we build ourselves with.
And
like,
people ask, sorry to interrupt you. Sorry to interrupt
No
you.
worries,
Keep it up. It says, yo, you know, slightly stupid. Yes, look on my Facebook. I'm actually kicking with Kyle. He's hugging me. He's got me in a headlock. I got Don Carlos, huge. Don Carlos is my uncle. He's actually on my Facebook at my court hearings. So it's just been an awesome movement. I went to Tommy Chong's 80th birthday. That was special invite. Smoked with Tito Ortiz and big people. So Nate
Tito
Diaz.
Ortiz.
Slightly stupid is dope. That's awesome. I saw them a handful of times, opening for 311, I think, back in the day. That shit's tight.
Yeah, Kyle and the band is really awesome, really humble. Pepper is really cool. A lot of different bands. I know Sublime before he died. A bunch of people, but yeah, it's just been an awesome ride. We're all rock stars in our own hearts, y'all. You know, so live it up, y'all.
Chris, that is pretty.
Hey guys,
cool.
Amen, dude.
Guys, with all this good cheer going around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Please.
With all this good cheer going on, I'd really like to keep it going and wish Dusty luck in the brand new year. You know, he's got a big year of lies and scamming to be a part of. And Wizard, I hope that your acting goes well. Thank you.
And Browns boy, I look forward to many more of your investigations. I'm not gonna lie, that was some of the we reviewed a little bit of it the other night. Excellent dot connecting.
His rare panel appearance with the Jack Talcott and the Illumitami in the same bed as Rose. That's a fucking dude. I'm sorry,
And
but
a
that's
hit-
funny.
And a hit and run at that. What a great job. Fucking weak.
I don't care who you are. That's funny right there.
Anyway, be blessed, Jack. Nice to see you again. Great things happened tonight, and it happened in time before your eyes. Be blessed.
Much love to you, brother. Appreciate you sincerely. And
be lucky.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Oh, I'm the last one. Woo, I win again. All right.
You won again.
Thanks for having me up. You're more patient tonight than typically you are when rabble. So
Thank you. And actually, you know what? I saw you making some moves towards peace as well. I appreciated that.
I've always been open to it. I think that the issue is neither of us are going to budge from our perspective, which is fine.
Right.
I'm okay with having. I mean, obviously, you and I disagree on basically everything. Yeah, and just move forward. So, anyways, I'm going to shut up before I jinx something. The piece is almost unbearable. I love to fuck it up, but I'll get out of here before.
Probably should. I appreciate
Top G is a bitch.
All right. Appreciate that. Sincerely to all who tuned in and joined. We ran long. We had some all-stars here again, and I think we broke some grounds. I think we made some progress. I think amazing things are happening. And brothers and sisters, all those who were a part of this today with me, thank you, because we are that. We are that which is happening. We are this day of today. And when you don't have much to lose, when you feel that, allow yourself to feel that sometimes, right? Because sometimes it's true. You don't have much to lose. Sometimes all you got to give up is your fear. So embrace the day and give yourself permission for fresh starts, starting new possibilities, allowing ourselves to work forward to the greater future. I'm going to wrap it up. I don't need to keep going. I do have a set to continue on, though, just so there's no surprise. Where did it go? Looks like there is, as promoted, a ladies' night over on the Raging Tomato, and I've got a set to forward over that way. So should you stick around, please send some love and some support. And I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you again, sincerely, brothers and sisters. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. Thank you again, and God bless us all. Peace.